Yes. Welcome back. Round the clock, 24/7. We're going to do it. As a matter of fact, I want to have some more things up before this time came, but I kind of ran out and did some things, and I was inside really all day long. I didn't leave out until nighttime. You know, Empress Elegy, I just have to thank you again for sticking to me and with me and all this stuff in my crazy schedule, and just checking in with me, like, say, hey, we're gonna do something tonight. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do something tonight, whatever. I like to be pushed. I want to have, always have it where, boom, I like to be pushed. I push myself.
Yes.
I'm relentless that way. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good at Gino's. They had a commercial back in the 70s. I think it was like 1977.
Which Gino's?
Commercial for Gino's Pizza. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't remember that. But which Gino's? The one in Howard Beach?
Oh no, I think that was an independent one. Or maybe it was part of the chain. Who knows? But yes, it is what it is.
The one in Howard Beach is really nice. I mean, it's almost like a hole in the wall where the families go. The families. But they have good food over there. They're really good food.
Yeah. Wow.
And then they have one in Elmont.
I'm surprised it's still around like that. I mean,
it's thriving.
I haven't been there living for so long, but I still get calls to give directions. Certain places never really leave.
Right. No, they're really good. They're thriving.
Yeah, that's good.
Hello, everyone. Who does that? Hello, everybody.
I thought you were saying hello. Hello, Hal Rubin.
Hal Rubin. Hello, how are you? How is everyone doing? How did you spend your day? Who wants to go first? Did you all have a good day? Enjoyed yourselves? Did something wonderful? I did. Well, I went and saw my mom. Yay. Anyways, hi guys. Good to see everyone here. Hi Driss, hi Derek. Hi Eric, hi Superman, hi Synovia, hi Take, hi Luminant, hi Michael, hi Audley, hi Sue. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Brother Lance. You said you did some things today because we didn't talk after the show, so which is surprising. What?
I know. I do believe I got quite busy. No, but I was moving in slow motion.
You did.
And I was in a very introspective mood, and I have some gadgetry over here that I have to figure out before I connect it up to everything else to make things look better. Little surprises here and there as far as the production level,
right?
But I want to do it right. I have a tendency of learning a little bit because I don't want to go from A to Z in the instructions. So I'll only get 40%, of the depth and the strength of what it is. So I want to do everything right this time. So it'll probably take an extra week. I don't want to just start it and go to a certain point and get used to that. It's like having a sports car that goes really fast, but you're only driving the slow lane.
I know. Hi, Miss T. Hello, darling. I saw your email and I'm pissed with you. Brother Lance, you got to check Miss T's email. She sent you an email. Yeah.
All right.
I'm pissed with you, sis. I really know how you feel about.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so glad I don't have children in school right now. You don't even understand. I'm so happy. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for you, but I'm so happy. Synovia, yes, we enjoyed each other's company. She was glad to see me because I hadn't seen her in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
So she was happy to see me.
Denise, I just want to say she's in Facebook right now, so you can't see her. So that's why. The YouTube folks can't see you, but Facebook folks will, but they're not allowed over there. So Denise, it's good to see you. Come on over to YouTube on the LanceScurv channel. And that way you can vibe with everybody who's there.
Hello, Denise. How are you?
We go way back.
Oh, you do? Nice.
Early days, yeah, when I was on Blog Talk and all of that,
Very nice.
Just the whole expanse and reach. It's just nice,
Right,
just nice
right. Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of, earlier today I was speaking to my daughter and we were talking about stuff like that, how wonderful life is and how good it is to okay, we all have scars and different things that happen, but when you can kind of overcome enough of what you've been through as far as adversity and be able to enjoy your life, you know what I mean? And so that's what it's about. We've all gone through things, done things, whatever, but to have a life where you're not fixated on somebody else's life in a really stalkerish way. You know what I mean? Peace of mind, And it's funny because it's the ones that say they know the love of the Lord that are the most mixed up. Ain't that something?
They're the most jacked up people on earth. They know the love of the Lord and they know that the Lord is looking out for them, but they do things that goes totally against the Lord looking out for them. Totally against it. Yeah.
Psycho, imbalanced, weird.
They have no faith that he will protect them, but they say God will protect me. Well, if he's going to protect you, have faith that he will protect you. Know that he will protect you. And move about your life like you're being protected. But Romy Rome, hello dear. How are you? Hi Reese. Hi London. Yes. Oh, Denise made it over. Hi.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's see who's that. Dalv. Hi, Dalv. Hi, James. Okay. Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we're going to continue reading out of the laws of human nature, and we're going to finish up what we started. That was so good. It was so intense, and like I said, I have to, Robert Greene, got to give him my props. It's a white man, yeah, okay, but he's one of those who got it together, and I'm learning from that. But really and truly, I'm not going to say he taught me, from the book. He confirmed a lot of things I already knew. It's just like when you see a comedian that you saw before that made you really laugh. He walks out on the stage. What do? You start laughing because you know it's gonna make you laugh. But when you laugh at any comedian's jokes, it's because you say to yourself, oh my God, it's true.
Yes.
He's right.
Yes.
So when you laugh and it's only validation, or they gave you validation on something you've been through. If it's something that's strange that you've never been through, it's like, okay, I don't understand this, but is this supposed to be funny? But it's only funny when you've been through that. It's just that this comedian is publicly saying this in a way that cracks you up. And the whole audience laughs. And then we're all human. We're all bonded. We all know like similar experiences, but we just don't share them that way. So, comedians have to be a little bolder. Huh? Oh, I don't think I'm an official comedian, but I like to be funny. I like to tell stories, in a certain way, but in a realistic way, not lying.
Right.
Because I can back up everything that I say, and I have validation from many people that I've known down through the decades. So that's not an issue. But it's just that I've been blessed to have so many experiences I love to share. And we haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. Could you imagine that?
I know.
Oh man.
I know.
I'm just so excited.
You haven't even come close to the iceberg. You still can't see it.
And the peace of mind to be able to do it that way, and to walk out in the open and not have to lurk in the shadows like some creepy people. I'm not throwing off on anybody here. It's just people I know, they're just so damn creepy. It's like, damn, don't you know you're creepy?
I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So before Brother Lance starts reading, let's just go back real quick. So, we're reading from the book, The Laws of Human Nature, excuse me, by Robert Greene. And some of you have already gotten the book, and I did tell y'all that you could download a PDF version from pdfdrive.com. So if anybody wants to follow along right now, they can download it from pdfdrive.com and just look for The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. And we're on chapter 16. And it's not going to go in the same order as the book, but you can read the first little snippet at the front of the chapter, and then we're going to go to where it says your task as students of human nature is threefold. I don't know where to tell you that is, but yeah.
Yeah. So whenever
you're
ready.
Wow, are you serious?
And thank you. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Tina. Thank you so much, Tina. And I try to share that. Whatever it is that I give, I try to share it. That's what it's all about. The impressions that you make, the real impressions, not the fake engineered, I want you to like me and I'm going to act this way. No. After a while, day in and day out, you get a chance to get the average of what a person's all about.
Right.
Instead of like, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, if I did a show once a week, I'm gonna do the same thing. But when you morning, noon, and night, you just hanging. We're hanging. It's the way I look at it on YouTube. It's like I'm going to my friends and say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm talking about. Come on, let's hang." Sometimes it's like, "Well, I can't because I got to do something." You know what I mean? That's okay. But it's like, come along, and I'm gonna make it interesting because I'm not gonna say come along. It's boring. So probably, tomorrow, Saturday, whichever, I'm definitely going to take, and go live out in the street, and we set it up where you can, run things from where you are.
I go run things.
Well, this is the thing, Chester. You said Donald Trump isn't the picture of aggression. He's a picture of weakness. He's a picture of weakness. You push back hard enough on his punk ass, he'll fold like a piece of paper. Yeah, we understand that, but we understand the way man's hierarchy kind of, runs things, for the most part. We know that all of them are that way.
Okay, so Chester is on the other YouTube.
Huh? Yeah, he must be. Yeah, you don't see it, right? Yeah, but I can put it up there. He's not on LanceScurv, so unless I put your comment up, Chester, nobody else is going to see it because I got this running on 3 YouTube channels at the same time, and 1 Facebook. So everybody who's on different platforms, the main room is not going to see you. So if it's like you're saying hi or something and they don't answer, it's because they don't see you. But Yeah, I'm not saying, aggression or whatever. He has no people behind him to go do things. I'm not condoning him. I just put a
But here's
picture.
the thing.
Yeah.
We talk about different types of aggression. So,
Right,
Chester might be looking at it from a righteous, manly aggression.
right.
Donald Trump is a passive aggressive person. He underhandedly is aggressive,
Hmm.
So that is covered in this particular chapter also.
Yeah.
So,
And I wanted to make it where the other episode there where we had the aggression
mhm.
thing the first time had a picture of Thomas Hearns and Marvin Hagler, two fighters.
Right, right,
Okay, so now you're seeing this on a physical level from a very popular fight. But that's the
right,
physical aggression. Of course, you have to be strong mentally and all that stuff. But this is a different type. I chose it
right,
because it was like a different head. I wasn't going to put the same banner and confuse everybody. Well, I saw that show already, but this is
right,
part two. So I put a different one, and that's how I do. Everything I do is very meticulous, and I learn every day what to do. And we brainstorm, Empress Elegy and I, and she'll suggest things. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Play this song before that song. Check for this when you do that. Do it this way, do it that way, and just make things a better experience, which are far off. I'm a student of the game. This is what I think about and do and perfect, like your craft. If you have a hobby, you might not be on the hobby 24/7, but it's constantly on your mind. You have a little part in something you're looking for, a little gadget or a tool that you look to do. And so that's how my mind constantly works. It's like, oh, I'll see something on a billboard driving by, and it's like, oh, the way they laid that out was cool. The way they put those words, they were cool. I'm not copying it, but it influences me to incorporate certain things that maybe another artistic person who just does graphics,
right,
does.
right,
The way
right,
they
right.
present things, you see things on shows or other things, you say, okay, that's wise. Because I look at things from a marketing level. I
Mm-hmm.
don't just look at something for that individual person. Okay, because
Exactly.
now, you know, being the fact that he's a polarizing figure, Donald Trump, some people love him and swear by him, some people hate him. It brings
Right,
emotion. It's promotion. It's like, what's this all about? Just like you're here now, you took the time to write that because you
right,
got a feeling from seeing him with that
right.
title. That's what it's all about. But I don't do clickbait though,
You know what that image looks like, right? That image looks like a little boy. How is it that he got punished and his
Yeah,
mother
yeah.
told him to go sit in the corner, and he was like, I may be sitting on the outside, but I'm standing on the inside.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
exactly how that looks. I may be this way on, whatever, but damn it,
Mhm.
this is who I am, you know.
For real.
AR 15, 16, and 17.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we're good. We're good.
Yes. All right, Sir
Wow.
Lance. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So I'm just going to start. This one paragraph is the italicized beginning that I read. It's only one paragraph, but for those who haven't been here before and want to grasp what this thing is all about, I'm going to read it again. It's only going to take probably like 90 seconds, right? And kind of get you in
Right.
the mood. For those who were there on the first show, you heard this part, and we're going to go right back to where we left off after
Right.
this.
Right.
Okay, let me read it now. See the hostility behind the friendly
Uh,
facade,
no, no,
right?
no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sir. Yeah, sorry,
yeah. I
sorry.
read the title. Yeah,
Yes.
the law of aggression. Here it is. On the surface, the people around you appear so polite and civilized, but beneath the mask, they are all inevitably dealing with frustration. They have a need to influence people and gain power over circumstances. Feeling blocked in their endeavors, they often try to assert themselves in manipulative ways that catch you by surprise. And then there are those whose need for power and impatience to obtain it are far or greater than others. They turn particularly aggressive, getting their way by intimidating people, being relentless and willing to do almost anything.
Hmm.
You must transform yourself into a superior observer of people's unsatisfied aggressive desires, paying extra attention to the chronic aggressors and passive aggressors in our midst. You must recognize the signs, the past patterns of behavior, the obsessive need to control everything in their environment that indicate the dangerous types. They depend on making you emotional, angry, afraid, and unable to think straight. Do not give them this power. When it comes to your own aggressive energy, learn to tame and channel it for productive purposes, standing up for yourself, attacking problems with relentless energy, realizing great ambitions.
Yes.
That's something. I got to share that with my daughter, because we were kind of talking about something, how, people can shape shift, once we get aggressive, getting their way, manipulating, I love it. This is right down my alley. I've always been this way. So the page we left off on again,
498, sir.
Wow.
You see, I'm good. You just know it,
I feel like I'm in the office, 498, sir. You're the secretary, trust me. How are you?
Queen Murat.
It's social AR. That's right. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
Now, so your task.
Your task as a student of human nature is threefold. First, you must stop denying the reality of your own aggressive tendencies. You are on the aggressive spectrum, like all of us. Of course, there are some people who are lower down on the spectrum. Perhaps they lack confidence in their ability to get what they want, or they may simply have less energy. But a lot of us are in the mid to upper range on the spectrum with relatively strong levels of will. This assertive energy must be expended in some way and will tend to go in one of three directions. First, we can channel this energy into our work, into patiently achieving things, controlled aggression. Second, we can channel it into aggressive or passive aggressive behavior. Finally, we can turn it inward in the form of self-loathing, directing our anger and aggressions at our own failings and activating our internal saboteur. More on this later. You need to analyze how you handle your assertive energy. A way to judge yourself is to see how you handle moments of frustration and uncertainty, situations in which you have less control. Do you tend to lash out, grow angry and tense, and do things you later regret? Or do you internalize the anger and grow depressed? Look at those inevitable moments in which you have gone past the guardrails and analyze them. You are not as peaceful and gentle as you imagine. Notice what pushed you into this behavior and how during such times you found ways to rationalize your behavior. Now, with some distance, you can perhaps see through those rationalizations. Your goal is not to repress this assertive energy, but to become aware of it as it drives you forward and to channel it productively. That's what I believe in, right? You need to admit to yourself that you have a deep desire to have an effect on people, to have power. And to realize this, you must develop higher social and technical skills, must become more patient and resilient. You need to discipline and tame your natural assertive energy. This is what we shall call controlled aggression. It will lead to accomplishing great things. For more on this, see the last section of this chapter.
So do you want to talk about that for a second?
Of course. Oh, yeah,
Go right ahead,
yeah.
sir.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and I speak on a personal level. I read this and I comprehended it. And there's three ways that you can deal with this. You can turn it in on yourself and kind of piss yourself off, or you can fall off the rails and lose control, or you can control it. And I'm one of the school of controlling it. Right. There have been times in my life, oh my God, it sounds funny, right? There have been times in my life that I've gone off the guardrails and not flipped out, but just regretted my reaction to things. Right. And when I say reaction, I don't give reactions anymore. That's not what this just talked about, but it was a setup for the answer that I want to give and my perspective. And shut me up when you're ready, because I can go on and talk about this for the next 5 hours.
Go right ahead.
But, and I've said this before, and it makes sense, but we have to sometimes and oftentimes remind ourselves of this, that when you react to something, it has controlled you. I am not going to be controlled by something external unless it is something good for me. And it's not like I'm still being controlled. I agree with it and I move on my own behalf in my own way and walk along with it. But if in the past I have reacted to things, that means they control me, because people will say things to you to get a rise out of you. They will say things to you to load your mind, conscious and unconscious, into being set up for the kill. Like a fighter who continually throws certain punches and combinations and gets the fighter used to defending themselves against those specific punches and combinations, and halfway through the next round changes up what they throw. If I throw a left jab, a right hook, and then a right cross, and I keep throwing a left jab, a right hook, and a left hook and a right cross, you get used to that rhythm. You start to begin to anticipate it. So now when I throw a left jab and you're waiting for the left hook, and I step in with a right cross instead of the hook, you're wide open.
Right.
I got you.
Right.
I got you to a certain level of being relaxed with what was done. And you expect, there's no reaction.
Right.
It's controlled. See, so I have to look out for things where people are trying to manipulate you, not in one level or two levels, but they could be grooming you like a pedophile grooms a child for certain things down the road. The pedophile doesn't come out and just out front just starts doing things. Then the person manipulating you into a certain position is they're going to win you over first. They're going to come at you favorable. They're going to make you drop your guard. They're going to do something that makes them look so good in your eyes and get you used to this. And then they're going to come with something out of nowhere. So you cannot react. So when this looks good, I stay my course. When it looks bad, of course, it tells on itself. But I don't allow myself to react. You're not controlling me that way. I'm thinking long ahead, playing chess, while you think I'm not even playing checkers, but tic-tac-toe. So when it comes time to, with this here, I do not waste energy. I am not going to waste energy. People ask me, how do I get so much done in a day? Man, you did a 4-hour show this morning. You did a 4-hour show last night, and you've been on there for a couple hours. You went out the street, did something, came back, uploaded this, that. Man, you do. But if you add it up and say I did 6 hours or 8 hours worth of content, it was along the lines of what I'm supposed to do. I might have been sitting on a park bench with a recorder recording something. I might have had the camera on me at all times and caught a little interview with somebody. I bring it on home and cook it up. I'm not wasting energy. So many of us, I'm not throwing off at anybody here. So many of us waste our energy, waste our aggression on stupid stuff. The time you stayed on the phone, 2 hours on the phone, talking about somebody else's business. You see what I mean? The time you spent in your house mad at your spouse. And your mind is caught up like, well, I'll get into bed. I ain't going to hug him. I ain't going to say nothing to him. And you're caught up in all these things that after it's all said and done, what did it do for your legacy? What did you do for that day that makes it count? My life is not YouTube, but I do a lot of stuff on social media overall. I have my own website where everything goes there. So YouTube is one branch on the tree of the creativity that I do. I don't waste no time. I spend more time. I'm just using myself as an example. I spend more time on the website, under the hood of the website, behind the part you don't see, to make sure it operates a certain way. There are other things I do for balance. I went out not too long ago. I was home all day long. Yesterday, I was inside all day long.
Wow.
I went to the front of the house and just hung out there for 5 minutes, made a phone call, and came back inside. I did not go out. That is sacrifice. That is not wasting energy. That is not being distracted. Yes, it's not easy. But at this point, I have something to do, and I'm not going to get pissed off at somebody and waste time arguing with them when I could be doing what I need to do so that at the end of the day, I'm pleased with what I have. All these other things, it's not worth it. It's wasting energy. Arguing with somebody, going back, for fun, I'll argue with a troll. You know what I mean? Before I steamroll them. But for the most part, there's no wasted energy, and I'm not wasting energy with individuals who don't have an idea of where they want to go. And it doesn't mean I'm condescending or think I'm better than anybody, but I know my mission. Do you slow down on the football field for that next player who got what they're supposed to do, but they don't do it? I have to move forward and get the goal and get the points.
That's right.
You can't slow down for anybody. no matter how close they are in your life. And see, that's how people get you, people in your inner circle. You have a goal, and the fastest line, the fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. If you want to watch me, I'm not saying who's watching the show. I mean, in life, if you want to just gossip about me, watch me, think you're going to align yourself with others that, whether, I don't know. Look, I came to Africa. There's a whole lot of stalkers that got cut short on that one. Gossipers that got cut short on that one. I'm not even interested in the foolishness and the flotsam and jetsam that have been around me.
Right.
You running behind me. It don't matter. I'm saying something in a coded way to people right out there. Nobody here. You wasting your time. You're wasting your life. There's something you need to be doing for yourself that doesn't involve me. You're going to get to the end of the line, and what did you do? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. Like we said earlier, if you got the sweetest hangover, you don't want to get over. That was years ago, baby. It's all over. Go beyond it. It ain't happening no more.
For
you
real,
know what I mean? And I mean, not in a vindictive way, but that's the way it is. You butthurt and going into middle age and using your aggression for something that you think is going to manifest and it ain't going to be. And your little attempts at the facade of Christianity, but at nighttime, it's witchcraft and what they call voodoo, but I'm not going to put that in there. We're going to call witchcraft.
Right.
And you're doing nothing but elevating me because I'm not going to react to it. I'm going to turn it inward and focus on what I got to do for myself. That's real. So you see, I got layers of stuff going on, but it ain't going to stop me. Because when I get up, like I got up this morning to do the show, I woke up 13 or 14 minutes, woke up out to sleep only because Empress LG rung me. I didn't hear the alarm. It was on vibrate. The ringer was on vibrate. Got up, hit the buttons on boom, and we sat up and we came with it because we were ready. And you heard the brother who called the phone to talk to me personally.
Right.
Mr. Muhammad. And I said, listen, we were on live. So he didn't say nothing sensitive, like that could have landed either one to be more looked at, right? Because he brings me a lot of information. I popped the button and the words that flowed out of his mouth were like, that was show worthy. That was a show. And I said, look at the kind of people that hang around me. Physically in the States and I'm out here. He don't have no time to waste. And he knows I'm a brother who don't waste time. That's why he would take time out of his day because he's doing research today to call me.
That's right.
And I get calls all day long. I try to answer as much as I can. Sometimes I can't get them all. But those, if you listen to my conversations during the daytime, it's all constructive, not trying to be slimy. And find out and take pictures and find out. And what did they say when you said this? And is it worth it? You see what I'm saying? Look at it this way. As life goes on, we all believe and understand how precious it is. If we have the luxury of a deathbed and not a bad accident that took us out, either way, it may be painful a little bit, but when you get to that transition, you'll see what it's all about. But if you have that luxury and you're taking your last few breaths, what person wouldn't give $1 billion if they had it to say, I'm giving you one more year of life?
Oh, man.
So this is why.
And you know the things that they would do.
Right. We don't know.
We don't.
So those people wasting their time on foolish endeavors and not using their natural aggression properly. Do you know if you're below the year mark in your life? There are people that I know on social media that are still connected to me as a follower or subscriber. And guess what? They're not even here anymore. People who are connected to me who signed up on LanceScurv.com. And there's no way of me deleting them out. I wouldn't, but I'm like, oh, man.
Yep.
She's been gone for 7 years.
I have a couple of them.
When I send out a post, it goes to whatever email address that's still there that is probably never opened up.
Right.
The gentleman who was planning to have me come to New York City to speak at a function, coolest guy you ever want to know, but he had a temper problem. And he got into a road rage incident, got up out of his vehicle, And the guy came out the car and shot him straight up in his chest.
My
He's
God.
gone. And if I didn't find out by the way that I found out, I would have never found out.
Right.
I didn't even know he was connected to the individual that told me. So why are you wasting time in this life? This is why, like I tell you, I've been through so much. I don't need the excitement. I talk about the excitement I had, and I can make excitement, make things funny, but I got work to do. I got things to pull out of me that somebody else can benefit from. I am not the guru. I'm not that man of the mountain that you got to visit. And when you come back down, you got so much knowledge, your hair is white. I'm not that guy. But if I can help you a little bit, maybe I can lead you to that guy.
Right.
But I'm not that guy. I'm just a servant. But I do not waste time. And I know when I was bodybuilding and training, I did not waste a calorie. I ate food and I was on a strict diet. I had limited energy. I had to time the food right. I had to combine it right. So when I get in that gym, I had maximum strength. So you have to budget your energy and your life force. Because if you don't, you will piddle it away like most people do. You get up in the morning time. Now, if you have a free day to float, a free day to do whatever it is, that you don't always have to be in battle mode. But 5 or 6 days out of the week, I am in battle mode. And when I get up, my feet can't touch the ground unless I know what I intend to do. But I'm highly adaptable because emergencies happen, unseen and unforeseen things happen. So I'm ready for that. So I'm flexible. But if there's nothing in my way, I'm going to get the job done. And if I can't, something had to come in my way and make me alter my plans. Right. So your aggression, like they said in the book here, sometimes we have lower levels of aggression or lower energy.
Right.
Sometimes, believe it or not, my energy gets low, not just in one day, but the accumulation of it over time. Again, like a fighter, some guys get knocked out off of one powerful punch. Other guys get knocked out over the course of the fight from the accumulation of blows they took that weren't necessarily hard. And then you see the fighter tap the guy and the guy falls out. Well, what happened? It was the accumulation of blows.
Yes.
So while you may not have something major going on in your life, what are the energy leaks that are negating your aggression? There are things we do, small little things we do, that if we take them out of our day, we would have so much more energy for ourselves. Me, I got to do something as soon as I wake up. I got to beat the scorecards. I don't want to start nothing out of the last hour of the day that I have where I'm starting to fall asleep. I get up and I come out swinging. So that's why this morning wasn't a problem. Oh, we got 14 minutes? Good. I got this. Voice was a little crackly, but we flowed and we went in.
You sure did.
I mean? So don't wait to improve your game. Whatever game I don't mean game like this a game, but in a way you kind of have to look at it that way. You have to sometimes, when you really have something on your mind to do, the people who are outside of your circle now, right? Your close friends, the people who, and it don't have to be close friends, it can be people who have the same mind you do. Y'all don't hang out, but you live the same way. So there's a camaraderie that both of you have because you both are on a mission, and it doesn't have to be the same mission. You can be on a mission. I love creative people. I love when we group up and spend time. And if you're painting and I'm drawing, the other person has headphones on and they're creating music on their computer. It's the process that I love. It's not the end result. Because as soon as I get to the end result of one project, if I didn't do anything else to kick back, I did it. Yeah, I'm done now. I'm never done. There's always the next thing. Even before I finish the thing that I'm doing on the horizon, I see when this is done, I'm jumping right into this. And let me take it a step further with my aggression. If something happens or there's a power outage, I got 5 other things I can do because I got 5 things at all times doing. 5 different tracks in my mind. I'm thinking things other than this conversation as we speak. So I didn't know the exact wording of this chapter. I didn't script what it is that I'm saying. It's because I live this. And it doesn't matter whether the world acknowledges it or not. It's something I have to get out because of all the years I've been creating online and doing. If after I transition, one person finds something that I did 150 years from now and it affects their life, I'm happy. So I'm not on some mission to be famous. I just come on here. Nobody knew what time it is, but guess what? Oh, the time we were going to start, but there's 77 people here listening.
I
That's
see
how we
that.
roll.
Yes, that's
And
how
we're
we
sincere
roll.
with what we do, and you can feel it. If I couldn't make you feel it, I ain't doing it. Because if I'm not real about it, I can't make you feel it. How many
Right.
times have somebody tried to sell you something and you already knew it was bull crap? Like, this ain't no deal. They're just trying to get money out my pocket. But how many
Mm,
times has
mm,
somebody been sincere and they have and have purchased what it is they're selling and they truly not believe in it, but they know it? And you're like, wait, hold a second. This sounds like something good. Let me
mm.
check this out. I need that. They don't have to convince you. They give you the facts. They don't even rush you. They say, check this out. This is what it does. This is what it is. Take this brochure, leave it in your bathroom for toilet reading, and I'll hear from you under 2 weeks. And probably
Right.
the next day, you're calling them. You see? So when people know true energy as it burns from righteous aggression, that you're not wasting time, that you are who you say you are, and you know what? You don't even have to say it anymore. They already know it. The
Yep.
Tyler Perry syndrome, whether you agree with him or not, when he first came out in Hollywood, those who didn't know him from the Chitlin circuit, they're like, who's this guy? They watched
Right.
this movie, they got hooked.
Yep.
Again, I don't agree with everything, how he presents it, but what did they do the next time his movie came out? In the beauty parlor, in the hood, in the barbershop. Yo, that
Yep.
new Tyler Perry flick coming. Oh man, I'm gonna go there and see it. They didn't
Yes.
say, well, tell me the name, tell me the plot. They knew the brand. They knew
That's
what
all
they
that
were getting.
mattered. Mm-hmm.
When they hear
Mm-hmm.
the name Empress Ella G, they know what they're getting with her. Someone who is highly intelligent, someone who is warm, someone who has a mothering spirit, but yet you're an adult and you can chuckle at the crazy jokes we talk about and add some stuff in. A pleasant person to be around, a nurturing, soothing energy. That's what you made that name become what it is. Now, I don't know what y'all think when you see LanceScurv, because there's so many facets to me, but it doesn't matter. You're here.
We only
And
have
that's
one
all I need. I hear
facet.
you giggling too.
We only
Oh,
have one
Daddy, I do
facet.
believe.
One facet. One facet. That's all we have. I
That's
thought I
right.
had two.
Oh, several facets. We're not limited, but some branches are closer to us, and sometimes on the other side of the tree we don't see it as much. The other side, so you're well rounded, you're vast, and everybody here who I may not have heard their voices in the
Mm,
chat room, but I can feel your energy through
yes,
the computer. If you're
exactly.
really sensitive, your expressions in the chat room have been reduced to emojis, letters, and words. But the
Mm-hmm.
way you put them together, I can feel who's very responsible. I can
Mm-hmm.
feel who has love. If you open yourself up and understand that you are energy
Mm,
and nothing can stop it from
yes.
transmitting. Like I said, you can see a stray dog in the street and he's standing there, not looking to bite you, but he's looking at you. You can see the love in his eyes. You can see the intelligence in his face, his eyes. And you
Mm,
say, let me go on back and get some food and give it to him. And the way he looks at you in such not an apologetic, an appreciative way. And it's like, wow, that's a different energy. And how is it that we can see a stray dog and see the love in him and the appreciation from
giant.
him? And we got people who are human beings who are supposed to vibe with us, who are going through the same things we go through, and they turn around and they're just as damn hateful.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. So true. Giant, I just thought about you. I was going to call out your name and say, where's Giant Gain? She needs to be here.
You
And you're
felt the
here.
energy. See that? We
I
talking about
felt
energy.
the energy.
You felt it
Giant.
coming already, and
Yes.
arriving and everything. So it's there. And thank you,
Yes.
Eric Days.
I
Thank you. Thank
know
you.
for almost a decade. Wow.
That's awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
I thank you. I mean, because if I was a jerk or a prick or whatever, and maybe you don't agree with everything I say, that's okay. But you know my basic thing. Like in synchronized swimming, you have what now? Not five judges. I think you have seven. Correct me if I'm wrong. But whatever it is, when they put the scores together, they take away the top score and they take away the bottom score. They want to deal in the middle to get a
Hmm.
better consensus, because what if one of the judges were corrupt and gave it a real high score and that would bring it up too
Exactly.
much? Or somebody didn't
Hmm.
like the person in swimming and gave it a real low score.
Hmm.
You see what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
So this is how we have to do. Average me out, and I tell anybody if I'm wrong about something, correct me. And this is why, because I don't like to be wrong. So I like to bring the statistics when I can. And when I don't know, how many times have you heard me say, well, I don't know, but I'm telling you, this is what I read vaguely. I heard this. I may not be right, but this is what it is. If you have this information, share it in the comment section below after the show or the chat room so we can, clarify it. And I'm not trying to come off like I know everything. This is why I stick with my experiences that I do know and compare it to what I know in the world to be right or wrong. So you can never go wrong speaking about your experiences truthfully. But at the end of the day, do not waste your aggression. Aggression is good. If it's too much, you're like that little kid in a Mustang who don't know how to drive, but putting the pedal to the metal, the wheels will spin out, the car will spin, you'll lose control, and you hurt yourself. Gauge your aggression. Know when to pull back with your aggression. It doesn't mean you're weak when you pull back. It's wise to know when to pull back. Exactly. Don't you take the pedal off the metal when you hit a turn on the highway, a sharp exit turn, or do you keep speed and fly off? And you see the concrete guardrail on the side, the tire marks that are going up. When a car, maybe Saturday night, somebody's driving drunk and ran all up the side of the wall, sparks flying and messed their car up. You can't be super aggressive all the time. You have to be calculating, you have to measure yourself, and you have to budget your aggression according to what's going on around you in the circumstances. I'll shut up.
And there you have it. There you have it. Couldn't
like that again. I could never repeat that.
No, we won't ask you to. Okay, guys, pop quiz. What did Brother Lance just say? Give.
Oh, what? It was too much I said. Don't do that. Rambling. I was like, I don't want to say to Positively Angela, yes, you can email me or call me. I'm gonna put the contact information scrolling across the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the email. You probably don't have that one. The old one is good, or the one, but that one, LanceScurv, that's good. You can call me or text. And yes, I am in Accra, Ghana. So the text will go in as an email. And if I miss the phone call, you can leave a voicemail. I'll get that. It will also go on my email. The kind of system I have set up, So that's what it is. It's fabulous and beautiful and smart and a plus. The way she speaks about energy and breaks it down. Right. It's be a real treat for her to come on back.
She will.
What are your feelings? And let me know when I should read again.
Oh, let me just share some information, and then you can start. No, you, Sir Lance, you did a wonderful job. I don't really have anything to add to this portion. That is your area. You are the type of person that has controlled aggression. I don't
most of the time.
I don't know that I have controlled aggression.
Don't sleep on that Priscilla G. Don't do it wrong. She'll come for you.
I don't
she be laughing like that. You be down on the ground, please. Yeah. Like, what? She did that? She did it so quick I don't realize what she did, but I'm in pain.
No.
She's all humble with it, right?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. But okay, I don't know that I don't have controlled aggression. I think with my aggression spews out somewhere, or it might be a little bit more passive.
I think it's more balanced out with your personality, because you're a very cerebral person who thinks and analyzes situations. So you're not going to get aggressive in a reactionary way. Like when stuff goes down, 99%.
Only in relationships that I'm learning to not do. Only the things of the heart.
But that's where it's at too, because like Michael Haim always says, it's the brain and the heart is more powerful than that. We feel things more so that way. If we have it detached, we're made in a special way. I mean, insects have antennas. It's not a fashion statement. Our antennas may be invisible, but we have them. When they walk within our range, and we can feel their energy, but we ignore that because we get fooled by the appearance. Oh, they have a nice suit on. Oh, she sure look good in that tight skirt. Oh, they got expensive shoes on. Or look at them, they dirty and stinking a bum.
Like they should have
We
seen me
judge,
today.
assess, we're distracted, and all of our
Right,
natural abilities have been cut off. You
right,
know,
right, right, right. What did Giant say? Did Giant say something? I feel like she said something, and she better
so you
not have
missed it.
said it. I don't think I saw anything. She said
Oh.
that's what she interpreted. I don't know what
Mhm.
she interpreted, but I'm not even gonna pay her no mind. I just love when she's here.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Wow.
all right. So now we're on to your second task.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yes. So that's the second paragraph on the 499 page.
I'm like that passer that misses the page so much and jacks up everything, and you're
Hmm.
right there, making sure I go right.
Making sure, Pastor, you missed it.
Like,
Go
you
back.
5 pages off, Pastor.
All
All right, here we go.
right.
Your second task is to make yourself a master observer of aggression in the people around you.
Yeah.
When you look at your work world, for instance, imagine that you can visualize the continual war between people's different levels of will and all of the intersecting arrows of such conflicts.
Wow.
Those who are more assertive seem to rise to the top, but they inevitably display signs of submission to those higher up. So true.
Hmm.
It is not much different from the hierarchies we observe among chimpanzees. If you stop focusing on people's words in the facade they present and concentrate on their actions and their nonverbal cues, you can almost sense the level of aggressiveness they emanate.
Hmm.
In looking at this phenomenon, it is important that you be tolerant of people. We have all crossed the line at some point and turned more aggressive than usual,
Hmm.
often because of circumstances.
So
When it
true.
comes to those who are powerful and successful, it is impossible in this world to reach such heights without high levels of aggression and some manipulation.
Hmm.
For accomplishing great things, we can forgive them their occasional harsh and assertive behavior. What you need to determine is whether you are dealing with chronic aggressors, people who cannot tolerate criticism or being challenged on any level, whose desire for control is excessive, and who will swallow you up in their relentless quest to have more.
Hmm.
Look for some telltale signs. First, if they have an unusually high number of enemies whom they have accumulated over the years, there must be a good reason, and not the one they tell you. Pay close attention to how they justify their actions in the world. Aggressors will tend to present themselves as crusaders, as some form of genius who cannot help the way they behave. They're creating great art, they say, for helping the little man. People who get in their way are infidels and evil. They will claim, as Rockefeller did, that no one has been criticized or investigated as much as they have. They are the victims, not the aggressors. The louder and more extreme their narrative, the more you can be certain you are dealing with chronic aggressors. Focus on their actions, their past patterns of behavior, much more than anything they say. You
Hmm.
can look for subtler signs as well. Chronic aggressors often have obsessive personalities. Having meticulous habits and creating a completely predictable environment is their way of holding control.
Hmm.
Obsessing over an object or a person indicates a desire to swallow it whole. Also, pay attention to the nonverbal cues. We saw with Rockefeller that he could not stand to be passed by anyone in the street. The aggressor type will show such physical obsessions, always front and center. In any event, the earlier you can spot the signs, the
The
better.
better. Wow.
Once you realize you are dealing with this type, you must use every ounce of your energy to disengage mentally, to gain control of your emotional response. Often, what happens when you face aggressors is that you initially feel mesmerized and even paralyzed to some extent, as if in the presence of a snake.
Oh.
Then, as you process what they have done, You become emotional, angry, outraged, frightened. Once you are in that state, they find it easy to keep you reacting and not thinking. Your anger doesn't lead to anything productive, but rather melts into bitterness and frustration over time.
Right.
Your only answer is to find a way to detach from their spell, bit by bit. See through their maneuvers. Contemplate the underlying weakness that propels them. Cut them down to size. Always focus on their goals, whatever they are really after, and not in the distractions they set up.
Right.
If battle with them is inevitable, never engage in direct confrontation or challenge them in an overt way. If they are the sophisticated type, they will use all their cunning to ruin you, and they can be relentless. You must always fight them indirectly. Look for the vulnerabilities that they are inevitably covering up. This could be their dubious reputation, some particularly dirty actions in the past they have managed to keep secret. Poke holes in their narrative through exposure of what they want to keep hidden. You have a powerful weapon to scare them out of attacking you. Remember that their greatest fear is to lose control. Think of what act of yours could frighten them by setting off a chain reaction of events that might spin out of control. Make the easy victory they are counting on with you suddenly seem more expensive.
Wow.
Aggressors generally have the advantage that they are willing to go outside the guardrails more often and more widely in fighting you. This gives them more options, more dirty maneuvers they can surprise you with. In negotiations, they will hit you with some last-minute change to what they had agreed upon, violating all rules, but knowing you will give in because you have come this far and don't want to blow it up. They will spread rumors and disinformation to muddy the waters and make you seem as dubious as they are. You must try to anticipate these manipulations and rob aggressors of the element of surprise. And on occasion, you yourself must be willing to venture outside the guardrails as well. Let me just interject. You hit me low as a fighter, I'm hitting you low and harder. Knowing that this is a temporary and defensive measure, you can practice deception and distract them, appearing weaker than you are, baiting them into an attack that will make them look bad and for which you have prepared a crafty counterattack. You can even spread rumors that will tend to imbalance their minds, since they are not used to playing the same tricks back on them, or others playing the same tricks back on them, right? Mm-hmm. In any event, with the stakes being high, you must calculate that defeating aggressors is more important than maintaining your purity. Finally, your third task as a student of human nature.
Why don't we speak on the second task before you go to the third task? You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. How to battle them basically is what I kind of focused on. Mm-hmm. They feel pompous and empowered on the reputation that they have. The people around them that are weaker, that they suck life force from, that are weak to challenge the imagery that they put out. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You saw this powerful man in voice and got behind the scenes to see it's an old man behind the curtain pulling levers, keeping everybody in check. And that's what it is, because like he said, ultimately, they're scared to lose control. See, when you fight somebody, I don't mean physically, but you have to realize and understand what their end game is, what they want. We all want something different, you see?
Yeah.
You have 3 or 4 guys standing out in front of a beautiful, gorgeous young lady's house. You know, she's young, her parents own the house, but she's sitting out there nice and pretty. You got 4 guys standing around. Maybe 2 of them want to talk to her. Maybe one wants to just marry her eventually. The other guy who wants to talk to her wants her for a few nights before he throws her away. But maybe the other guy sees the pretty house and doesn't even want her. He's trying to find a way to get inside and maybe rent a room and live there. He has no place to live. You know what I mean? The 4th one might be using her to get to the father who's influential and has a company that he wants to get hired for. You got to look at the end game.
That's right.
What do they want? And you have to ask the harsh questions, and you have to understand, and this is my experience, Not everybody wants something from you. Not everybody is a user, but they must be vetted before you get to know them. And you have to ask yourself, what is it that they see in me that they may need? They may need something. And I have no problem with giving something a person needs sincerely. But sometimes you have people who want your position, want to be where you stand, and not emulate you, but they want to knock you off from where you are. Because how dare you master your life, and how dare you shine in who you are?
Exactly.
It should be about me, and we can't exist in the same space because I'm the one that should be worshiped. I'm the one that should be called great. There are people on all levels who will do this. They may like what you do because they want it for themselves, but they don't want you to have what you have. How many people do we know that have money, have cars, have homes? I know somebody like this personally. But if you buy your wife a handbag, that may cost a couple of $100 that she said she didn't want because it's so expensive, but you did it for it anyway. That person will go out and buy two and be mad that you got it. And they can buy you all up and down. I'm not saying they can really buy you. I'm just saying for the money they have.
That's what you call long eye.
They don't want you to have joy. They don't want you to be known and recognized for anything that you do that's independent of them. They must have you. Like they said, Rockefeller didn't allow anybody to walk faster than him and pass him in the street. He's got a problem, but he turned that thing into a success. But how much did he enjoy it? That's my thing. Like, success to him had to mean the monetary. It had to mean the control. But how much are these guys enjoying it? Because they got to watch over the different factors in their life and make sure that you're kept in check, because you can't pass me. You can't tell anybody anything about me. I have to control all the narratives. And if you do something that I didn't tell you you could do, you violated. Violated what? Who the hell are you? Are you God? Did you give life? You can take life and face the consequences, but did you give life?
Exactly.
So if you're like this, with that extreme aggression, the aggressor on the high scale, it's like a game. How much can you relax every day? You should be able to achieve your goals with a healthy dose of aggression while enjoying your life. Exactly. I had a cab in New York City on Queens Boulevard. We were around the Queens Center Mall, and I was driving down Queens Boulevard. I didn't feel like going on a Van Wyck Expressway. I wanted to go down Queens Boulevard, and this was in the daytime. And this cab cut me off, but he dropped somebody off. I didn't say nothing to him. I went around him and kept going. But he anticipated something from me that I didn't give. And so he's driving, I'm driving. For some reason, it was so funny because he was trying to get in front of me. He was driving very aggressive, but I was driving steady. So every time he tried to pass me, he'd pass me for a little bit, but then he'd get caught in the light with a car in front of him, and I would get to the light, but I had no car in front of me, so I was kind of in front of him.
Right.
So now he started racing me. Oh, wow. And so we got down around the courthouse on Queen, we're right past Union Turnpike on Queens Boulevard. So now we're going on the service road of the Van Wyck Expressway. So now I'm playing the game with him. I said, I wasn't even trying to race this guy, but now he was relentless. So I put the pedal to the metal a little bit more as I passed that part where the graveyard is on one side and you have the Van Wyck Expressway. So this is what I did to play the game, because I knew what I was going to do. I was playing with him like I play with a troll before I steamroll him. He couldn't get past me. I got down to a particular street before I got to Hillside Avenue, and I made a right turn. See, I knew that this street was a dead-end street. So I went all the way down to the end. There was this big wall built, and I parked next to it flat up and got out the car and folded my arms. And he flew down there. This was weird. This was a ultra testosterone male pissing contest with a stranger that he didn't even know. Right. So when he drove up, I was smiling. I had my arms crossed. I said, man, if you want to pass me, you're going to fly over that wall. I got one cussing out. I don't stay. It was a Middle Eastern dude too. Those guys ain't like that with Black Americans, right? I'm going to stay here until you move. No. I said, well, I'm going inside. I didn't live on that block, but I psyched him. I said, man, I'm going inside to go to sleep. You know what I mean? There was an old white man sitting on the steps,
Peace,
and that was his
AR.
house. Huh? Oh, yeah. So I winked at him because he saw what was going on. I said, how you doing, man? I'm going inside to go to sleep. He said, yeah, buddy, going back there and stand up there for a few minutes. So he left after a while, cussing. So some people are aggressive for no reason.
Exactly.
Like it was told to me by an old friend, have you ever found yourself in a race that you didn't know that you were in, but you were winning? You didn't know you were in this race.
True.
And in whatever lane, these people are trying to keep up with you, and you're winning, not even trying. And they notice, and they're even more frustrated.
They get more frustrated. Exactly.
That's why I don't focus on, again, back to the other thing, anything that doesn't involve me as far as taking my energy. I will help you. I will encourage you. I will always motivate you. I'll always try to make you feel good. But if you're doing something, the flip side, like I said the other time, the flip side of motivation is jealousy. Motivation is on one side of the coin, jealousy is on the other. Well, how do you say this? Two different extremes, because if you're not motivated by something that I or somebody else does, for you to motivate to do something that you want to do in your way, and you're not moving towards something, and I'm sharing this energy with you, or somebody else is sharing energy with me, then guess what? Jealous. You might be passively jealous.
Right.
I mean, if the music's good, you can't help but move your feet. I don't care where you are. If you be on public transportation and you know you're acting conservative and stuff like that, you might not bop your head and jump around like when you're home and oh, look at this. Before I let go, doom, 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 doom. You might be naked, vacuuming the floor and jumping around, titties just flying all over the place. But you ain't gonna do that when you're on the public transportation. But you might move a little toe in your shoe to acknowledge the beat. You know what I mean? Everybody knows, and you're like, I can't wait to go home and play this.
Play that song, exactly.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, you have a good evening, AR 15, 16, and 17.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you here, brother. Thank you so much.
It's interesting how they tell you to handle these type of people, the bully, aggressive type of people. Basically, ignore them or, just recognize that a lot of it is just hot air, so you don't get yourself all rattled, and then study them. And that if we don't get anything else out of this, I find that is one of the most important things. Study the people who come at you.
Yes.
Really don't react, because that's what we all tend to do is, say somebody starts cursing you out. What's the next thing you want to do? You want to one up them on your cursing out ability.
Right.
That's what they're expecting you to do. They're basically goading you, right? Because they may be able to curse you out. They may have that knack for just picking curse words out the air, and saying certain things. But the challenge is not to do that back to them, but take a look at the situation, take a look at them. Yes. And now the next trick is to have the presence of mind to know how to counter that. So these are things that we have to study. And that's why I think this is a great book to get, whether it's in the PDF form or get the actual book itself. Because there's a lot of knowledge here. This is just, a way to deal with life.
That's right. So Queen Red Pill said, wow, this sounds like they're speaking about a narc. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. On that higher scale of a no holds barred aggression. You see, aggression is good at the proper levels. If you shake salt on your food on the plate, and they say, oh, salt's so good for you. But, you get the Himalayan salt, you get the other kind or whatever. What is it? The Celtic, but other than that, like I said, okay, you don't take the salt and turn the whole thing over in your plate. Now you got salt with a little food in there. That's not too good. Aggression is good.
Oatmeal, like oatmeal with cinnamon? Or cinnamon with a little oatmeal.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? I put a lot of cinnamon in it. I put a lot. It's like, what about? Just to start, I'll put 5 tablespoons in there. Spread it out a little bit and just eat. I love it. Tell, tell,
People,
tell, tell them
people,
how I eat my protein powder, like you
people,
found out the
people, people.
other night.
Lance puts, I don't know, 2, 3 scoops of protein powder in the water, on the top of the water, barely stirs it, and then drinks protein powder and water. Last night, he almost killed himself. Was it last night? I think it was that. He almost killed himself because he basically did the cinnamon challenge, but with protein powder. And he was suffocating. I have
You know, what
never,
I
I've
really did was take the
never.
scoop. I took the scoop. It didn't even touch the water. I
Oh
put it
my
all in my
God.
mouth.
Oh
And then I
my
take the
God.
water and sip it and wet it all up like a paste. But the
Uh-huh.
part that was near the back of my throat was still powdery. And I inhaled a little bit and it went like powder. So I started coughing.
I don't know,
That's
Reese.
what I
I
do.
have
I mean,
no.
I'm weird, but I'm out the closet with my weirdness. When I was a kid, they would eat all this cereal, right?
Reginald McPherson, I'm sure it would be a good topic, but this is what we're discussing right now. I understand what you're saying,
Yeah, that'd be
but
a very good
that would
topic.
be a very good
But
topic,
it's the night for the topic.
you know.
Even though there's a political picture there that represented something, and it wasn't about. This is not about politics per se. It's about the book we're reading. But yeah, we'll consider that topic. But yeah, so it
Reese wants to know why would you do or why do you do that? Well, sweetie,
I
I
love the
really
taste of
can't
protein
say
powder.
why.
I love the yeah, like when I used
What
to eat
flavor?
cereal.
What flavor? Oh,
Oh, you mean the flavor protein?
just
It was.
vanilla?
It doesn't matter. I get
Mm,
chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. It doesn't matter. I just
mm,
like that feeling where it feels like you're eating it, not like it's in water or almond milk or coconut
mm,
milk or whatever.
mm.
I just like that. And so, like when I was a kid, when I would eat cereal, and of
You
course
ate
now I
it
don't drink any
live.
dairy type thing. I'll use almond milk or whatever. But back
Mm-hmm.
then, I'd have the milk and eat the cereal dry, and then drink the milk.
I don't
Pour the milk
understand
in the
you.
cereal.
I don't
So
understand you. I don't
Rice
understand you.
Krispies, it pop it in my mouth, but I didn't put nothing to make it pop. I had to pop in my mouth.
You
If I
spit
was
pop
pressed to
it.
take a medicine like an Alka-Seltzer or something like that, I didn't put it in the water, make it fizz. I put it in my mouth, make it fizz, and sip a little bit. Everything's dry with a little liquid. It's just weird. I know.
Why?
I don't know. It's not like, well, the reason why I do this, I don't know. I go with the flow.
That's
I'm
not a flow.
uninhibited. Yeah, it's a flow.
No, it's not.
It's a consistency with that. Okay, here's another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a plate of food. And you know how they say, rotate, eat a little bit of this, rotate, eat a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I eat one thing. If there are 3 separate things on the plate, I eat the one thing first. I go for
Really?
the other one and I go for the other one.
Really?
I don't take a bite of this and that and this and mix it. No, I don't mix it up. I eat one.
Really?
Intelligently weird. You're right.
Really? Yeah, right, Eric.
And I don't think about it. I never thought about it. It's just like this. Okay, I was supposed to be left-handed. And my father used to smack my hand and encourage me to write with my right hand. But I guess nature has the ultimate revenge because I don't even realize that I write normal as far as I'm concerned. But everybody who sees me, it's like, oh my God, that don't know me. Like if I'm filling out or signing my name at the credit card transaction or something, or I have to write something on a form and they're right there waiting for me. All these folks like, oh my God, you're using your right hand, but you're writing like you're writing with your left hand. You're writing backwards. Not from the end of the sentence or the end, from the beginning, but they say I'm writing.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, my brain is wired different. So I use it to my advantage, so that's how it goes.
No
But yeah,
doubt.
it does sound like they're speaking about a narc. And basically, narcissist, again, this chapter is reading certain individuals like a cheap novel. It's just so uncanny.
For real.
And I personally know people who are like this, and they never read this book.
And
It's
this
not like
is
I read the book and it kind of
unintentional.
influenced me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's what it is.
Global
There
citizens
are
say you
people out
should have
here.
spiced millet porridge instead of oatmeal or instead of
There's all
protein.
kinds of varieties I have. So even sometimes I'll eat a porridge and don't even know what kind it is. Like she'll make it and it's like, oh, this is good for you. Eat it, whatever. Okay, no problem. So, yeah. But you know, like what they said about the imaginary arrows. And you're in a crowded room or you're at a job where you have to work along with these people, and they have low brewing battles of different kinds. You
Right.
have obvious things and people who have an obvious tension that you can detect, and there's little things going on that you just couldn't figure. Office politics, they call it, right?
Right.
And we don't know all of it, you know, and then you find out. And oftentimes you're not at the job no more. That's when one of the coworkers come to you, your ex-coworkers, and tell you everything. Did you know the boss did not like so-and-so because they were such a good supervisor? They were scared they were going to take their job. Did you know that so-and-so was having sex with the other one on the job? But since that person was their boss, they would always be, they were the unofficial boss, bringing back gossip to, you know, it's just
Right.
what? And the conflict and this wasn't speaking of who. So me, at this point in my life, I will say I have a tremendous amount of aggression, but everybody's not worth it. Me spending it on them to fight a direct battle. I like to be shrewd and keep my aggression in my pocket. And like I say, if you want to hit me, I don't mean the physical thing, but yes, let's take the physical example. You can swing, try to punch me out. But if you cross the street, you're wasting time because I'm out of your range.
Right.
You just keep yourself out of the range of these entities. And the ultimate revenge is when the venom that they have for you, they have to hold on to it. And eventually it goes back where they have to get it off and they start fighting with each other. Stay elusive.
Yeah.
Stay out of range. Stay out of mind. What you're doing YouTube videos every day, it's hard to stay out of mind because they click, let me see what he's doing. But even in that, dang, he should be thinking about me and saying things about me in my battle. And you're beyond that. You're achieving. You're flying high. You're doing what it is that you're supposed to do for that day. Each day is like a brick, a cinder block, and building a beautiful building. So never underestimate the power of that day. Pick your battles and don't waste it on a person who is just blindly, narcissistically hung up on being first. Because see, if they weren't battling you, they're going to battle somebody else. So if you get caught up in the battle, you're doing the other people a favor because they're focusing on you. It doesn't mean you're weak. You're just being efficient with your energy.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it. But now if I have to, you know, if I have no choice and I'm up against the wall and I do have to get up in somebody's backside, well, guess what? I will be more relentless than you who think you're the dominant one. And I'm not coming from a narcissistic way, but I know you must be toppled, embarrassed, frustrated, humiliated, and I will do anything to get to that point to defend myself so I can go back to my peace of mind. But I'm not trying to mess with nobody. I'm trying to quietly vibe and meditate and clean up my life and make it better every day and just enjoy the simple things. Like when I took that picture over the mountains and sent it to you today. You saw the sun and you saw the rays and we saw things that looked otherworldly on there.
Otherworldly, yes, indeed.
Yeah. What did I capture? And we can share that part. You know, there was a ray of a light coming down and there was this orb that when I took the picture 3 minutes before through the window, it was near this house that wasn't too far, real small.
Right.
But when I went outside from where I stood and took it with no window, I figured, well, there's a reflection somewhere. This orb was probably 30 feet away from me.
Yeah.
I didn't see it with the naked eye, but it was there exactly.
And it was green. It was luminescent green.
Yeah. And it had little spots
with dots.
On it. Exactly. And so we were saying, what did we capture?
Yep.
There are things, like I said it before, we talk about, oh, them things on this issue, you imagining things, but you don't see the 5 and 4 and 3G going all through you and everything around, but you capture it because you have a device that can pick up the signals that your naked eye can't see. We are that device, but we're not attuned on those levels to see a lot of things. If you truly saw all the levels beyond this level of life and saw everything around you, on different levels, you probably jump out the window. I don't want that for nobody. I said that for a fact.
Jump off the sidewalk.
That can be dangerous too. You know, you stand on the sidewalk, you're gonna jump off of it, right? You know, but we don't see it.
That's true.
We don't see it.
But that was really something, though, and even the light that you captured, and that ray, the way it just split the sunlight. That was very interesting.
It was. It was. It really was.
You may have to use it for a banner one of these days.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Everybody will see it.
Yeah.
I'll probably put it up on Instagram tomorrow or something like that. Make everybody see it. Put the link in the room on the shows and stuff like that. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Take a look at this. Now, I'm not one of those guys who take a picture and see things in the clouds that you just can't see. Don't you see that face? I see it.
Know.
You got some people out there that I don't know what you're seeing.
You know what I find amazing, now that you just said that, we can't have sunsets anymore. Because you notice that all along, all through life, you have sunsets and the sky will turn all different colors of orange and purple and gray and, red. Now, if you see a natural sunset, it's something happening in the atmosphere. Something is going on.
It's devoid of all that color and the beautiful things that relax you that you're supposed to see.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that. When you're a little fatigued and say, for example, you're near a body of water where you see the sun going into the water or whatever like that.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing how we wind down and how we're connected, but we're so hectic going after success like these aggressors. The aggressors don't enjoy that. Rockefeller could not have enjoyed a sunset. He was so hung up with what was going on around him, and he had to whip them, beat them. The competition's out there. I got to beat them. When you flow naturally in a very relaxed way, you get more done than when you're tense and uptight and looking around you.
Exactly.
I don't look left to right. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I mean, I care for you as a person if you're connected to me, but somebody who has deemed me the goal or the competitor, you can do that all you want. You can compete against me. I'm not competing against you, because if I do, it robs me of that higher plane of being that will help me to create certain things. Your stuff will never come out right if you're watching me like that.
For real. That's
some
so
vindictive. I'm gonna beat him. Beat me. You can't beat me at being me. I can't whip you at being you. Like the Steve Arrington song, what was it, back in 1981? Nobody can be you but you. Simple as that.
Right.
While we admire people, we extract the good qualities that they have to amplify those same qualities in our own way. But we don't sit there and covet them for the things that was given to them naturally.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to rock it like them. But look, you got rappers with different styles. If I was a rapper, I would not try to copy nobody else. In anything, I don't try to if I had to copy somebody, I'm copying from my father. He laid the base template of what a man should be to me. And even then, I'm unique. We're all unique and made in a special way. So why are we so hung up? Oh, they may, I know a person, when he found out his brother purchased a Benz, he ran up the next week and got one too.
Oh God, are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Wasn't thinking about it.
No.
But trying to portray to the world that they're this great person of great wisdom and you a child. You see? And when you know the person's like this and they bark and roar to their minions who believe in them, you'll embarrass yourself if you step to me. I'm not saying it from a pompous, condescending way. Because I'm gonna read you like a cheap novel. Read your insecurities. Read what I know in your upbringing that happened that made you the way you are. Things that happened to you that you don't even think the world knows. I already got you. That's why when you study something and you understand what's there, you see a chemical in science class and you don't know what it is. Well, there's another chemical that you can put in the tube and pour a little bit of the original unknown chemical in there and judging how that next vial of chemicals mixed now reacts, it tells you what's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you do this with different chemicals to really corner it and say, okay, this has got to be iron. This has got to be this. This has got to be that. How do you know? By the way it reacts.
Exactly. Right.
Because reactions tell you more than the actions.
Yes, indeed.
Somebody can come to your house that you never met before, and it's a dinner party that a well-trusted friend brought this next person, and you only let the next person in because you really trust the judgment of the friend. They'll bring them to your house and say, listen, you ain't got to worry about them. You treat them away. And so, okay, you let them in.
Right.
And they put up this wonderful facade. They're mannerable. The conversation, as they spoke it, blended in. They brought something in the conversation. They did everything right. They didn't come empty-handed. They brought you a gift for the table, for the home. They even wrote you a thank you card for having them over. How many people do that these days? They did everything perfect with class. And you say, wow, in the short time I met them, I think so highly of them. But then you were in Walmart or Target, and you didn't know this person was the one standing not in front of you, but in front of the person who was in front of you. And they were on the phone cussing and damning. I mean, not just because I've said curses on the show. I don't really curse.
I know.
But they were doing it in such a venomous way. And when they got to the cashier, they gave the cashier a hard time, cussed the cashier out until the store manager had to come. And there they go with the MF and F all y'all. You knew this wasn't just anger or a bad day. This was something deeply embedded in their character, which was so different from the person you met. And you said, oh, their reaction to frustration told me more about them than their actions that they chose to execute as a mask in my presence because they knew that they were then in a classy situation. But when they thought nobody was watching,
they became their true self.
And they were supposed to come the next weekend to some other gathering at your house. But when they turned around and saw you and locked eyes and realized, they know who I am. They never came back at the invitation. Not that you would anyway.
Right.
So you look at the reactions. Catch them off guard. Observe them when they think they're not being watched. You see what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Don't know why I started ranting on that, but
anyways, I know that's how you go. So we have the third task. Finally, your third task.
Yes. Finally, your third task as a student of human nature is to rid yourself of the denial of the very real aggressive tendencies in human nature itself and what such aggression might mean for our future as a species. This denial tends to take the form of one of two myths you are likely to believe in. The first myth is that long ago, we humans were peace-loving creatures in harmony with nature and with our fellow humans. It is the myth of the noble savage, the innocent hunter-gatherer. The implication is that civilization, along with the development of private property and capitalism, turned the peaceful human into an aggressive and selfish creature. Our form of society is to blame for this, so the myth goes. By developing a more egalitarian political and social system, we can revert to our natural goodness and peace-loving nature. Recent finds in anthropology and archaeology, however, have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that our ancestors, going back tens of thousands of years, well before civilization, engaged in warfare that was as murderous and brutal as anything in the present. They were hardly peaceful. There are also numerous examples of indigenous cultures destroying much of the flora and fauna in their environment in an endless quest for food sources and shelter, sending many species into extinction and despoiling entire regions of trees. The great power of humans to cooperate in these cultures was just as often used to help engage in the bloodiest of skirmishes.
Wow.
The other myth, more prevalent today, is that we may have been violent and aggressive in the past, but that we are currently evolving beyond this, becoming more tolerant, enlightened, and guided by our better angels. But the signs of human aggression are just as prevalent in our era as in the past. We can hold up as evidence the endless cycles of war, the acts of genocide, and the increasing hostility between states and ethnicities within states that continue well into this century. The immense powers of technology have only enhanced our destructive powers when it comes to war. And our depredation of the environment has only gotten substantially worse despite our awareness of the problem.
Right.
We can also take note of the growing levels of inequality in power and wealth around the globe in recent times, approaching the disparities that existed centuries ago. Such inequalities continue to reproduce themselves in human society because inevitably there are individuals who are simply more aggressive than others when it comes to accumulating power and wealth. No rules or laws seem to stop this. The powerful write the rules to benefit themselves, and the monopolizing tendencies of the 19th century, as exemplified by Standard Oil, signs of corporate aggression, have just reshaped themselves to fit the newest industries. In the past, people attended execution as a form of entertainment. We might not go that far, but more people than ever enjoy watching others being humiliated on reality TV shows or in the news, and indulging in games and movies that delight in graphic depictions of murder and bloodshed. We can also see an increasingly aggressive edge to our humor. With technology, it has become easier to express and satisfy our aggressive desires without having to physically face people, as in trolls. That's me talking now, right? On the internet, our arguments and criticism can become that much more hostile, heated, and personal. The internet has also created a new and powerful weapon, cyber war. As they always have, criminals simply co-opt technology to become more creative and elusive. Human aggression simply adapts to the newest media and technological innovations, finding ways to express and vent itself through them. Whatever the new invention is, in 100 years for communication, it will likely suffer the same fate. As Gustave Flaubert put it, speak of progress as much as you want, even when you take out the canines out of a tiger, and he can only eat gruel, his heart remains that of a carnivore.
Wow.
Human aggression in individuals and in groups tends to emerge or heat up when we feel helpless and vulnerable, when the impatience for control and effect rises. And increasing numbers of people and groups are feeling this way. We can expect more of this and not less in the future. Wars get dirtier as insecurities rise. There'll be more confrontations between political groups, between cultures, between generations, between men and women. And there will even be better and more sophisticated ways for humans to justify their aggressions to themselves and to the world.
Wow.
The denial is stronger than ever. It is always the other person, the other side, the other culture that is more aggressive and destructive. We must finally come to terms with the fact that it is not the other, but ourselves. All of us, no matter the time or the culture. We must own this fact of our nature before we can even begin to consider moving beyond it. It is only in our awareness that we can start to think of progress.
Whew.
That's heavy.
That's very heavy.
It's not the other, it's us.
Yeah.
No matter how much technology we have, we still got them brutal ways behind us, barbaric ways behind us. But I will say, I'm not claiming that. And for us as Black people, we have followed the one who is in power.
Exactly.
With that, we are the ones who, and there were tribal things going on, in the motherland that the oppressor came and amplified with his baubles, trinkets, and rubies and little shiny red things to appeal to us, hijacked our mind to make us think that they are better. So we fight each other to get closer to the one that ultimately can't stand us and wants us all wiped out. Ain't that something?
Ain't that something?
We fighting to get near that one that don't want either one of us, but they whisper in both of our ears to make us feel as though you're closer to me. I don't like that other side. Let me hand you some weapons so you can do away with them. And then they run over to the other side and say the same thing. Very deceptive. That is his nature, what was described. Meat eating, warlike. That's not us.
That's not us
and
at
we
all.
are sometimes like that, but when disconnected from that connection or that imagined connection to this oppressor, we go back to who we are. How many times have we seen a brother or a sister, but mainly a brother who's very aggressive, doing wild things, crazy things out in the street, and you said, man, this guy's going to end up in jail, in prison, and either dead. But they ended up in prison. Years go by. They lose a little fat, put a little muscle, get in shape, but they look just as intimidating because you know their reputation. And they never spoke to you. They didn't like you. And you see them coming towards you, and you don't know what's coming towards you, and they smile. They don't have the same demeanor anymore. How are you, Ella G? You're like, wait a second. This person was never like this because they were forced to know themselves and change. When left alone in a natural environment, Black people are not like that. We are so forgiving. We're so loving. We're some of the most loving and forgiving people on the face of the earth. And when we're not that, it's because of the circumstances that we've been put into. But when left alone in a natural, loving, nurturing environment, balanced with nature, we're not that. There was those people who came and saw how we lived in that way, and they couldn't understand it. So it had to cease to exist. You see, when they can't vibe with something, if they can't hijack it, they must destroy it.
We gave them our power.
Hence the picture of the man in the banner tonight. You see what I mean? So when you read these books, we understand what they're saying, but understand what they're really saying behind it all.
Exactly.
Robert Greene is cool with me, but he's telling on his people. He's telling on his people. And for those who want to believe the narrative of what's on the news at night, when they select certain stories to keep the butts in the seats, because the news and all media, it's a business. Look at Facebook. They got ads on it. Look at YouTube. They got ads on it. They make money when you don't want ads. If you don't want ads on a YouTube video, you can pay us X amount every month. They're making money. They're making money. It's not about the truth. They slant things. I was reading an article. It was a boxing article. Jamal Charlo had got arrested for something that happened back in July. And he was, from what I gather, I know the story to a point, but he was in a restaurant, and I think his credit card didn't go through. Now, he's a multimillionaire. He may not be a household name, but he's one of the best fighters in the world today, this present time of champions. But he was embarrassed, and he had all his friends around him. And something happened with the waitress. And he felt that she was going to steal something out of his car. I don't know whether they knew each other before or whatever, but he went back and took his card. That's his property. And he left. So they got him for stealing because he left without paying.
Wow.
I don't think his intention was to leave without paying. Maybe he was going to come back and pay. I don't know. But when we saw the story in different mediums, in different periodicals,
yeah, they painted him.
To the Black community, some painted him as being some criminal. Now, if you're a fighter, you fighting somebody, you make it all kind. You're getting punched in the face. You're anticipating it. You're being very aggressive because you have to win. They took some photo of him that made him look like a monster. You can do that with anybody who boxes. You're not posing like a model. And what I noticed they did, they darkened it.
Yeah, make it more sinister.
Yeah, to white folks.
Yeah.
And he is different. You know, when he's training in the sun, you see him sometimes, oh, we got a little more color. When you can tell when he ain't been fighting a while and in the sun a lot, he's not a light-skinned brother, but he's affected by the sun. They made him look, and again, I'm not saying it was bad to make him dark because dark is beautiful. But in their eyes, when they're reporting the story, you make the picture darker, it makes them more sinister. That's not me saying that. That's what they do. When they had O.J. Simpson from the Time magazine, I believe, or Newsweek, or whatever it was years ago, they had his face way darker because that must be the narrative. It didn't look like that on black periodicals and platforms. So that's what they do to us on a subconscious level.
Right.
We must always be looked at as the boogeyman. You have a brother whose mother is diabetic and needs the medication, don't have the money. The kids that he has are hungry. And he goes and sticks up a Walgreens or CVS or Dwayne Reed, a drugstore, to get the money for that. He don't want to do it. He doesn't have a record. And it doesn't mean that it's right. But that's the reason why he did that.
Desperation, right.
Desperation. But some papers will not report that. They'll paint him as a thug. They'll paint, you know, but somebody else who puts out a story that they're in need, their community will support them. We do that. Some of us will support. But on the other side of town, look at them begging. They're on welfare already. And look at them. And they might not be on welfare if they are. And it is there to help the people who need it. You look at the races before who were using it more, and the farmers, the white farmers, and black folks ain't the one just on welfare, and they're the minority. It's just that you'll see a concentration of a hood.
Exactly.
Engineered place.
Across the train tracks.
Right. And maybe I don't have enough time to say why it's engineered, but that place did not happen there by chance.
Right. That's true.
Every little thing that is born out of that place because of the frustration of those living in that neighborhood. See, you're forced to live where you live because of the money that you make or don't make. So if you don't have much money or you're living maybe off of public assistance or you work a job where you can't live on a certain side of town. Now you're working, playing it right according to the system, which the system is sucking the life out of you. They ain't playing you right. They're not paying you what you're worth. They're not paying you what you need to live, even in those conditions. You in the hood and you still broke. You in the hood and you still hungry. You in the hood and you still doing not as good. You're barely making it. Even the roaches left you because you don't have enough crumbs under the refrigerator that you dropped. It's like an imaginary fence around that place. And it's physically hard to get out because your money dictates.
Exactly, Giant.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So we get slanted. And when we be careful when you look at a news story, question who's writing this, not just the individual, but the general theme of that newspaper, or maybe we don't read newspapers as much, but that website, CNN and Fox. Fox is more severe in how they treat us and report on us. CNN plays the good cop out of the good cop, bad cop. It's vicious.
Yes.
So you have to know how to filter it, but never forget that it's a business. And they will play up certain narratives to appease and appeal to a faction of this world that wants to hear it that way. There's factions of the world that don't want to hear of black people who are clean living good, playing it by the rules, which are often too stringent. And they don't like that they put minefields symbolic out in the world and you across the field and didn't blow up. I'm a ghost to many who knew me in the past, who thought statistically I would not be around at this age. So this is why every time I speak on whatever topic, it's get back. It's the mindset that they put out in the energy. Oh, Lance, we know. I've had people say things to me. They weren't friends of mine, but in their arrogance, well, you know, statistically, you won't be around in 10 years, right? Okay, that's why I said your funeral, you little bastard. I'm not saying any one of us can go, right? But you throwing off on me, not knowing that I might be protected for a purpose. Maybe so,
Exactly.
maybe not, but might be. The cops drive by. For a photo op, they get out and they play, they park the car and they see a little black boy on the basketball court by himself and they go there and shoot hoops with them. And all of a sudden, the local news comes up, painting a narrative that everything is all right and the cops are good. But as soon as a little bit of testosterone hits that young boy's system and he gets muscles and he looks strong, he doesn't have a vindictive, venomous mind to the world, but now, when those cops see him, they see the Incredible Hulk.
That's
they
right.
see him angry. He might be a good kid doing good in school, which is really a place of propaganda. But that's not enough because they don't like to see you succeed in the system they put out and go beyond that. You're too brilliant. You're too smart. You're too mannerable. And now the same kid that they played hoops with and got on the photograph or on the program of the news is shot dead because of their perceptions of what it is. And they talk about there's good cops. Well, why are they so quiet? Where are they? Blue wall of silence. That's what they're more into. So when you make it in this world, or if you're a black man or woman and you are surviving, which we want to do more than survive, of course we do. But understand what things stacked against us in the system, institutionalized in the system, set up and embedded in the system. They know that you're not supposed to succeed. And when you do, or when you have your own idea of what your success is, see, all of us in this chat room and most of us watching, if you're watching this and listening to this, you got an internet connection. You might have $5 in your pocket until next week, but you got an internet connection. You got a phone or a device or a computer. Somebody does. It might not be you. You might be up late in a friend's house who'll let you spend the night. I don't know, whatever it is, but you have access to these things.
Right.
You have access to time to listen to something like this.
Exactly.
Your mind is in a different place. There's a whole lot of twerking videos that are out there. There's a whole lot of ratchet fight videos that are out there, but you're here with us and we're vibing on a different level. So we judge success most of the time, not anybody here, because I know you're beyond that. But you got to have the big car. You got to have the big house. You got to have this. You got to have that. And in pursuing that, our lives went to hell. And we missed out on the sweetness of a sunset that Rockefeller never enjoyed. Because we become little Rockefellers in the pursuit of the success from our misplaced aggressions.
Brother
Hold your
Lance,
aggression.
wow.
Use it for what you need to build your community. Don't spend your aggression on foolishness. Hey, nigga, you don't know this dude. Some white man calling you nigga. Years ago, I would have made his dentist rich. Years ago, his testicles would have been smashed beyond use by my foot, but it could be a setup. Am I weak? No, he sees something in me and calls me that because I'm not that. And he calls me that to see if I'm sensitive that way. Now, if you're in my way, you're going to get pushed out. If you put your hands on me, you're going to get knocked out. I guarantee that. But these people, they see you successful, and this is when they get mad. When they would come to our home in Orlando, we didn't have a mansion. It was a 4-bedroom home, but Mrs. Scurv more so than me. I'm not a slob, but she's the one.
Right.
Doing shows late. She had already did half the yard. I'm like, I told you, let me do the yard. It's okay. Landscaping, painting, cleaning, purchasing things within reason, nothing extravagant. But it was so easy when we sold the house there. When the real estate broker came, he says, there's hardly anything for me to suggest for you to do. We can get things on sale that were nice pieces. We weren't pack rats.
Right.
When people would come into the house, guys that you would have come to work, and there may have been 1 or 2 white guys with the crew when we changed the septic tank. It's mostly black men, but it's 2 white guys there. They were very uncomfortable. The black men were proud. Wow, you have such a beautiful home because it's well kept. So that's why I say, don't hold your head down if you got one dress, sisters, or two dresses, and they make fun of you. Oh, we know what you're wearing tomorrow. As long as you feel
as long
good
as it's clean,
yourself, and you know that you're not going to stay in this one place, that you are on a journey that's going to take you somewhere else. It may not be there now, but when you get there, they're going to hold their heads low by the way they thought of you and tried to project on you. And so this is why you never absorb what these people put on you and embrace it as your own.
That's
because
right.
you'll live down to what they're putting on you.
That's right.
Some fool early in the year said, LanceScurv is done. His platform will die because I'm not there anymore. The people came there for me. Oh, people came for you. But who put the endless work to get you where you were? You came onto a platform that was already in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And you got pompous. It's like the story that Minister Farrakhan told about the man who couldn't enter this particular shooting contest. So he got another man to stand in his place with a gun, but he was behind him in the bushes shooting for him.
Oh,
so
wow.
This was a big, complicated thing. It was a country thing. And so they lined up about 10 men, a good 10 feet from each other, so bullets didn't, go sideways. And so everyone had to put a can on this wooden fence. And so the one who was leading said, okay, when I blow the whistle, I want you to shoot the target. And so they had to stand back more and more. So the man in the bushes, he had to get back more and more. But for this one particular guy, he couldn't shoot. Who was there in his place? So the guy in the bushes was an excellent marksman. So he sat there. And so the guy in front of him, who was seen, would just hold his gun out. Pow! Knocked it down every time. But after a while, when people were saying, man, you're a great shot, he started to believe that it was him who hit the target all the time.
He started to believe the narrative.
Yes. He started to believe his press clippings. So at the last shot, that would have been the one who won it over, he told the dude in the bushes, don't worry about it. Hold on. I got this. And the guy in the bush was like, you know what? You're going to learn a lesson right now. And so the guy whipped out the gun and shot it for the first time. They didn't know that
Blow back.
Didn't know how to anticipate, it pushing back on him. He squeezed the trigger too fast, which took him off the target. I know a little bit about that stuff. And he missed. And he turned around and looked at the guy. And he couldn't say anything. Sometimes we need to remember what's around us, what's undergirding us, and give thanks to that. And give acknowledgement.
That's right.
But don't let anybody put anything on you, because you understand today is going to be a memory one day. Some people like to keep you in the today if you're not doing as well as you desire. And again, it doesn't mean that you just want material items. We need them in this physical body, in this world, but it's not going to become my God. And I'm not going to sit here and feel bad about myself if I don't have those things, because there's a limit that I have, that there's certain things I don't need beyond. Wherever I am living, that's my home. I'm going to keep it the best way I can. My ultimate may be having a home of my own. Now that I'm in a new land, I'm used to that. I've worked for that. I've worked hard for things all my life, and smart and sacrifice. So if I want a little something that's below my means, that I can live comfortable in, but I designed it. So what if it looks good? Haven't I accrued enough information and knowledge over the years? And if I say I'm going to get a brand new vehicle, for the point that I want something I can just bring in for warranty work, I even know the vehicle I want already. And I'm going to get it. And it ain't nothing that's probably a little bit over $20,000, which we know today, that's cheap.
You mean it's not a Bentley? Lord.
No, I mean, well, you want the Bentley is not a bad thing either. Because see, it means something to you in a different way than me getting a Toyota Cross would be to somebody else.
Right.
Because I'm going to keep that car good for at least 25 years. You see what I mean?
Right.
I'm not going to get something and get rid of it 2 years and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm not into the car like that. I'm not into the house like that. Build it solid the way I want. Whatever I have, I'm happy. My definition of success may be different than what they try to put on us in the world. Watching these videos, messing our kids up, rappers in front of all these expensive cars, half naked women around and flashing money.
Right.
Who you know like they got half naked women running around like that? Come on, you know? So this gets into the back of our mind so we feel less. Many of us who are here in the chat room and listening, you are very successful. They said, Lance, Scurv, you done lost your mind. I got about $15 in the bank, and I'm scared they're going to take something out of it before the paycheck comes. You know what I mean? I've been so broke sometimes.
Been there, done that.
Protection was part of my budget. Well, I got $5 and the other $500 that I can use if I go in overdraft protection. I just got to leave a little bit in there for that $35 penalty. I know about that. How am I talking about that? I'm a little better off right now. But I had to go through the journey. Was that going to be my reality?
No.
Forever? No. Don't let nobody keep you in that place. Don't let a narcissist keep you in that place because they see that you're content and happy where you are as you make the journey. Why do you have to wait until you have all this money and car and mansion to be happy? I am happy vibing with you all right now. I'm high as a kite. I was high as a kite this morning when I woke up 14 minutes before that show started and we vibed for hours. I have the time now to do what it is that I want to do. And give of myself, not time to sit up and just take pictures under a mango tree and nah. I'm out here, y'all. Y'all in the y'all are, no. My heart is with you.
Right.
Every day. All day. Even when I'm not on the show, I'm thinking of that's a good story to talk about. Maybe we can twist the angle a little bit and bring some motivation. Because that's what it's all about.
That's it.
Insight, motivation. And some of you send me some wonderful emails with tremendous insight. You may not want to come on, but you say, Lance, kind of brush on this. This is what I see in this. Thank you so much. And I'll tell them, I didn't think this up. Someone who wanted to remain anonymous, they told me this. I give credit where credit's due.
Right.
I don't verbally plagiarize anybody and try to make it seem like I'm the one who said it. There are people that do that on YouTube. There are people who are trying to live somebody else's life. And need to live that somebody else's life, who may have had more, who may have had less, but your journey is your journey. And you're not to be ashamed of it at any point. You're to be happy. Not only you're supposed to be content when you want to do more. I'm not trying to say that you can't get a luxury vehicle. I ain't gonna be mad at you if you do. But let it be you who wants that. Willing to work for it and understand.
I want it.
You'll get it.
I know.
You'll get it. And I ain't gonna be mad when you do, because you have endured, you have gone through a lot. And if that's what it takes, you still have put it in the proper context.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
It's just going to be a car, but it'll be my car.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a thing. So this is the thing with me. Whatever it may be, I don't know it. Well, I know your journey a bit. We've talked, we know each other for a while, but I'm just saying in general, for those who are here who I may not know exactly everything about you, I don't know your journey.
Right.
I don't know. I knew a brother whose mother and father were pack rats. And he grew up this way. And he didn't like it. But he was in his parents' home, so he had to abide by the rules. He'd see roaches and they'd run up under the papers on the table. He couldn't get them because they had so many places to hide. He'd put down some money or put something down. If stuff moved, he couldn't find it.
Oh, wow.
So now that he got older and he got his apartment and eventually his home, in his home, he had a huge living room, one couch, a little table next to the couch where the phone and the lamp was, TV way on the other side of the living room, and that was it. That was his journey, a part of it. He didn't have much in the house and loved it that way because he was getting back at the way he grew up, the way he was embarrassed when friends would come over. I said, oh man, it's so junky in here. Some of the rooms only had a path to walk. It looked like a storage place. Some of the windows you couldn't see out of it was bad. So that was why he is the way he is now. And he's at peace, and he knows why. So just don't always believe what people tell you about you. You know yourself better than anybody else. To a point, your mama knew you or whoever raised you. But when you got into adulthood, you know your inner thoughts. You know your motivations. You know what you're trying to hide. If you're trying to hide anything, you're the best person who is to be hired to fix yourself, and you have the power to do so. Then you have people who come around acting like they have good intentions and try to drop negativity on you when they see that you have a righteous momentum towards something and a righteous focus. Like we said, I'm choking up. It's like with the protein, right?
Yeah.
Like we said early in the year, when I get over certain things and get past certain obstacles as they come at me on social media, we're going to do something every single day at a regular time. We're going to have such momentum. We talked that into existence.
Yes, we did.
We didn't say what? I said, first, I'm committing to the morning show at a certain time every day.
Yeah.
And then we're going to commit to an evening show, but we're going to use that in a loose way. We don't know the time.
Right.
But then we're going to know the time of the evening show every single day, morning and evening. So whatever video I get in the street, whatever monologue I talk, or somebody else brings a Mr. Political, a segment 7, a Sister Miko, or whoever else wants to come on, that'll be the extra stuff that they can come on when they feel to do so.
Right. And
we're going to build something. We're going to vet some of the people who come on because in the past I've been fooled. We're going to do things different. And I love it.
Right.
And this way, I got to say, I've been here all day.
I know.
Went out just for an hour and came back in. Yesterday, I didn't leave at all.
Give me a second. I'll be right back. Up the
journey. Yeah, sure. I have a vision in this journey. You on a road going somewhere, you may not see the destination. But if you keep moving your feet incrementally, one step at a time. Sometimes you get knocked back, but you still hold the vision. Sometimes there's a roadblock. You got to figure another way to get there. You might have to turn around and go back down the road 5 miles to find the next road to turn right or left to find a new road back to the destination. It doesn't mean you failed. It sets you back a little bit, but maybe it stopped you from getting into an accident if you had a straight way. There's good in everything. Well, not everything now, but most things that seem to be setbacks are things that have preserved you. You know what I mean? So you suggest your reality. You don't let these people who want to control you suck your life force for their purpose, because like it said in the book, this ain't nothing new. Folks been at war. Okay. I would say more so them than us. Because after all we've been through, all these hundreds of years, we still sometimes want to make excuses for that beast that we've known as a beast our whole lives. We still want to seek out balance and negotiating with them. I'm not saying focus on, I'm talking about white supremacy all the time. I'm talking, cut them off. You are a nuclear plant producing so much energy connected to nature. Don't you know if you see yourself as an individual who is part of the overall system, how intense you are? And I said it the last show, I'm going to say it again. I'm the earthquake. I'm the tsunami. I'm the hurricane, damn it. I'm the lightning strike. I'm the mudslide. One. I cause the animal to go for higher ground because I'm powerful, because I'm connected to nature. It's not me saying that about me, but you have to know that. This little man-made system where you go for a little certificate and they tell you where you can work because you spit back the answer that they taught you.
Exactly.
And that's the limit of you. Well, if you stay here, you can have a great career. And then when you retire, I don't want to end up like you, looking like you, talking like that. I want to break out of this thing and form my own reality. So what? I'm taking a risk. And you say I might fall on my face, but if I don't, where would I be?
Right.
So there is no risk when you know, but and some people, oh, you went to Africa. Oh, you went to Africa? God, dog. Worst hood in America. You'd be better off than if you were in Africa. Well, and they'll see something happening way in another country. You know, they're killing people over there in the military. Where? In Africa. But is it in Ghana? Well, it's like that everywhere, isn't it? Like it's some small little place. You got the landmass of South America. You got North America, which is one country. But then again, it isn't because you got Canada on top of that. But in South America, how many countries do you have? I don't know, but it's a good amount. With their own government, with their own rule. They've carved the earth up. And they have different regimes in different places. But you don't talk about over in where the Taliban is, Afghanistan. You don't talk about what they're doing up in Europe with certain people. Russia, all these, there are things going on over there. Dirty, low down, nasty things, but their media will never report it. Late at night, you see the African kids who are hungry and please, if $20 can serve them for a year, and they got the flies on their face. Get out of here! I over here. I see some muscular little kids, all these mangoes and melons and foods, and for those who do eat meat, all the chickens running around, just like when I went to Jamaica. And I said, wait a second, all these chickens running around, where do they belong?
Right.
They just running around. They ain't belong to nobody. What? Over here, they're goats running up and down. Some people own them and set them free and they'll come back naturally. But you go out, you see goats like stray dogs. You see dogs, but you see more goats running around.
I know.
Fat, pregnant. You going to work and tired. They out here eating good food and having some good sex. And nature's taking care of them. And without a worry in the world. You know, they ain't got to pay no mortgage. What mortgage a goat pays? That's wild. Animals out, birds flying free. That's me. That's what I want to be. Yeah, you got to pay your way to get out the system. You got to pay bail to get out of jail. And that's jail. I don't want to acknowledge that system no more. And yes, you'll still be in it to a point. But I want to be able to, like, just say it takes $3,000 for your monthly bills. I want it to be where after paying out the system and owning everything I get, maybe I got to pay $50 or $100 to keep the ball rolling because I'm growing my own food, place paid for all this stuff. I'm just saying, let that be the goal. Don't be fooled by the commercials at night that trick you and make you think, yes, they play the sexy music for the Chrysler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they see the guy coming out and there's a woman in a short skirt and she's waiting for him, looking at him. So, and we want our manhood as black men, but that's not your manhood going into debt. You get your money and get out. Even if you get out while you're there, they'll laugh at you if you create a container home. Oh, that nigga done lost his mind. He done took shipping containers and did you see it now? Look pretty nice. Well, I ain't living in no damn container home. I live in an affluent address. And guess what? You paying out the yin yang for it. And that brother who bought that little quarter acre of land and dropped 2 or 3 containers on there, and you go inside, it looks luxurious just like anywhere else. But the money he makes, if we're still in the money game, he can accumulate. Why do we try to fill a bucket that is so full of holes, pushing your chest out? Well, I make $120,000 a year, but damn it, you got $110,000 worth of bills that you have to pay. So you only got in excess of 10, but there might be somebody else just making 40 who can live off of 10 and put away 30 every year. So who's the real winner? So things as they appear, we don't know what hell people are going through.
I know.
But I'm not going through it. I dictate my success. And I feel very successful right now. And most of the people in this chat room got more money than me. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Well, I know
And when
that's a
you claim something, the universe opens up for you. When you say it,
guarantee.
when you say it, and you think about it, you just can't blindly say it. Wake up, oh, I want to get this one again. And the next day, what was you saying? Oh, I forgot. I said that I wanted to build this platform from 20 and a half years ago. Before there was a YouTube, I didn't know I was going to be up here talking. I just like to talk. Things evolved. I was a talker long before. I was talking. Lance, we have class in session. Stop talking in the back. But I passed on my test and was in all the good, best classes. I didn't know that. But I said when I first came on here, I'm going to be me. I'm not changing myself to appear to be a certain way or to be cool. I'm not no old man trying to be young and lie and tell you I'm 38. I'm 58. That's gangster right there because the system didn't get me. So I talk the way I do because you didn't get me. Nan, y'all crackers. You want to call me a nigga? Well, this is a nigga you didn't get. And I'm going to tell all the stories, and I'm going to tell all the stories of the people who ain't here alive right now to tell their stories of what you did to them. I'm your ghost, and I ain't Casper the Friendly Ghost either. I'm going to haunt you. Oof. Because we've been broken down so much, and we need to hear something motivating from people who have come up and through the hell that you put out. You all know what you did on every level of food, the schools of indoctrination and propaganda, the lies on the news, these jobs where you go so hard on us, the things we have to pay to keep our own business afloat, and then get hated on by our own people who just don't understand. And so we got to tolerate them and understand where they're coming from. But it's like it's a battle all the way around, 360 degrees. Technically, and I'm not going to say I should have been, but where I stand now, I should have been 30 years ago. But I had to deal with more stuff. And it's not just a black-white thing. I made foolish decisions that I've owned up to in relationships and decisions and being nice and letting people use me. Giving of yourself. Be in relationships where you've put a young lady through school who you weren't married to. And the blow of knowing that you've given all this amount and still come back and win. I'm a veteran.
Yeah.
And we're all veterans. You don't have to go to no damn white man's war to be a veteran. You can stay home in America or the UK or wherever you are with the skin you're in. And if you get past a certain point and know how to survive and thrive, you're a veteran.
That's right.
And there's not one person in this chat room or listening to the show who is not worthy of writing a #1 bestseller if you really tell your life.
Miko's right here. She's about to do it.
Yes, that's right. Miko has a brilliant story, and she's right here to tell it. And that's why I tell everybody, and whichever way you can express yourself, you do so. Don't make nobody or no coon who don't have the balls, or if you're a woman, have the symbolic balls. You got the ovary balls, I got the ones that hang, but we got balls. Don't let them people discourage you from what you have to do. Are you sure you won't do that? How are you gonna write a book? You working 2 jobs and so on. So shut up.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with sweeping the floor and doing a maintenance job, but that's all you can do if you think like that. Shut up and sweep the white man floor, nigga, because you ain't gonna do nothing more than what you do, because you're taking time and energy to discourage me. So I know you ain't got nothing positive inside of you. We got to be harsh with those around us. If they've accepted defeat, how are they going to want you to win? Because when you win, you're going to make them feel bad that they accepted defeat. And the energy that comes off of them, they're not going to like you. There are people now all of a sudden calling me and writing me and emailing me from my old jobs. How'd you get out there? By airplane? What are you doing out there? Same thing I did in America. Well, why do you? I don't want to be there. Are you safe? Oh, a whole hell of a lot safer. I'm not going to get shot down by no white cops out there. When I see the cops out here, we give fist bumps. Cop 2 weeks ago saw me in the street, gave me a fist bump. LanceScurv, I love your work. I love what you talk about. Oh shit! Excuse my French and shit.
And shit. See, you couldn't go tonight. You couldn't do it. You could not do it. You could not do it. I knew you couldn't do it.
I had to do it.
I knew you couldn't do it.
Like Miko, I was talking about the other day how we always know that friend that ends the sentence with "and shit." You know, I got up today and shit. Went to the store and shit. So I'm at a pizza parlor, ate me nice pizza, a couple slices and shit. That shit was good and shit. Just everything is and shit. Let me tell you something up the topic, which we kind of flowed off the topic like we do anyway.
Yeah.
But there was an undercover gay dude that I knew was gay just back in the 70s. And it was a bunch of them in the church that I went with my friend. But his older brother hung with these guys. But there was one that was really flaming. I'll tell you, they all died of AIDS, right? Mm-hmm. So I know they were all homo, but nobody do it. They don't just those young guys. They're not really crazy over the women yet. Oh no, you ain't gonna be 20 years old. They were older than us, you know, because it was my friend's older brother. You're 20 years older. You just want to be around these dudes, like up in each other's face. Nice looking woman walk by, you don't steal a glance. Something's wrong. And then one of them who was the most effeminate in a, but he kind of masked it. But I picked up on it. The one brother who was the older brother, I ain't gonna call his name. Somebody probably gonna know, you know, the oldest brother of the brother that I hung out with, he was not chubby, but he was one of them brothers who had hips. The shoulders were narrow. He was a strong guy, but he didn't have an athletic build. And I'm not looking at him that way, but he had more ass than his sisters. His sisters were built nice, but he's a man, so maybe his mind caused him to kind of get shaped that way.
No, he has his mother's shape. Yeah,
he did. And he was embarrassed, you know. But the other dude who I knew was gay, and I didn't know the one who had the butt was gay, but I kind of figured birds of a feather flock together. They weren't coming out. The other two act very masculine, but this one was always, he would say, I'm going to say the guy's name is Horace because it was close to that. I don't want to say the guy's name. Just like the people that talk so-and-so and shit. Every time he's around Horace, you need to hurry up. We try to get to this store. You walking all slow with your fat behind. You know, you good on the softball field, but you run so slow around the bases with your fat behind. Everything was, and your fat behind. Why are you focusing on this next man's fat behind? We know he has a fat behind, but I'm not looking at it that way. That is not dominating my thoughts. I'm trying to find the chick over there with the nice shaped derriere. All right, look at this brother's fat behind. I don't care about it. Every time he's talking, and someone's saying, yo, fat behind. I started joking at him as a younger kid. I was like 14, he was like 20. I say, every time you talk, it's about, and you're fat behind. Why do you do that? And just mind your business. I'm talking about Horace, this fat behind. Oh, yeah, well, that's why he focused on it, because he was getting up in that fat behind.
Oh.
Yeah, that's look, I don't know how the hell did I get here?
I don't know.
I'm off the rails completely. But I will say,
so far off the rails. God.
You're right, Miko. Shitting me.
Exactly.
There was a dude on the bus when he found out my age and he said that I wasn't the age that I said. He was younger than me, but he was talking to me like I was a young guy. And yeah, when you get to my age, now this guy was toe up because he didn't take care of himself. I mean, I didn't know him that good, but the people, oh yeah, he drank all his life. He was drinking from when he's 12 years old. I'm like, God, dog. That liver shriveled up. Drinking and smoking, eating bad, drinking and smoking, staying up late, just do all that stuff. So when I told him my age, he didn't believe me. And so he said, well, you lying, shitting me. You ain't that age, shitting me. So I turned around at the red light and I said, well, then start shitting. I pulled up my license and passed it around so you can see my age. I said, then start shitting then. He saw it and he got quiet. He never talked to me again. He just kept his head down. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit more. We can
So
finish the rest of this out.
you want to do the passive aggression portion?
Yeah, sure. How long is?
Let me see. Because,
But you know what though?
ultimately, these folks are going to have to get the book, download the book,
Yeah,
do
no, but I
stuff.
still want to vibe this way because what I want to do from this point on,
Mm-hmm.
when we do the next one,
Yeah.
I want to go just through the whole thing because it's
Okay.
only a couple of pages. So instead of doing a page, since it is beginning the passionate, because we can call it that, because we called this
Okay.
one the law of aggression. So we'll just say
Yeah.
passive aggression, and that will be the title. It's
Yeah.
strategy
Okay. So then,
count to them.
so we can leave this then, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I want to get a little more sleep and jump up and be ready. I didn't make or create anything for the morning, but I
Right.
will. I'll
Right.
do it
Right.
right before. But last night when I created everything and put it out there, I knew I was going to
That
probably
was
sleep right into the close to that.
that was so forward thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but no, I have to get up at a certain time to create, and we'll decide what the and I will.
You
If you
will
tell me what
decide,
day
and
or time you want to do this,
yeah.
we can do this, and we'll set the time. Like if you want to do this Monday night, or
What
Tuesday
this?
night, or
You mean this book?
this book. Yeah, this.
Anytime. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if everybody wants to do it tomorrow night. We can do that.
Show of
I don't know if it's
hands.
too
Show
much.
of hands, please.
Let
Show of
everybody decide.
hands. Who would like to hear this? The remainder of this tomorrow night. Show of
We're going to say
hands,
yes
please.
or no,
Or yes or no. Yay or nay.
because we're going to have a fun show on Saturday night. We're going to have the comedy show on Saturday night.
Right. Right. So
And it may
tomorrow's.
not be a 6 hour
Maybe
show.
we
It might
should
be two
just
or
do
three.
that. Maybe we should just do that and finish out the week.
True,
Um,
true,
you know. See,
true.
yeah, everybody. Excuse me.
Okay.
Everybody wants to do it, so we'll
Superman,
just
I Am
finish it out.
Legend,
Yeah, yeah,
Kevlev.
yeah. See,
Yeah,
everybody
we
say
good.
yes.
We good. Chad.
Consensus is here.
Yeah, because at the same time, we're not just reading out of the book. We read something, stimulate ourselves,
Right.
and we'll go off like I just did. So it's not
No,
just going to be rigidly just a
you,
book.
you go off. I say, mm-hmm, yes.
I know, right? I got to drag you back in the conversation. You got to pull me in.
I
See,
like
see,
this. I
see.
like it.
If I was that old man who had Alzheimer's
Uh-huh,
and I started cussing somebody out, you
uh-huh.
got to pull me in because I'll be cussing out for like 6 hours.
I know you would.
Man, we should be asleep. Where you get the energy from? You still cussing out?
Oh gosh. That's
Okay, okay.
nice. So we'll finish it
Okay.
up to. Okay. So,
We'll make a time. I'll make a banner tomorrow.
yeah.
You pick a time.
Okay. Okay.
We'll pick
Show
a
of.
time and we'll do that for sure.
Okay. So say got the book, don't got it. Anybody who downloaded the book from PDF, say got it or getting it. Got it,
Right.
getting it, whatever. So we know who's following along.
Thank you,
It's
Superman.
real simple. PDFdrive.com. The laws of
Yeah.
human nature. So
And,
I'm
and- and
hoping
we'll-
that everybody
we'll-
got it.
also, when this goes up as a video, just drop that link and we'll pin it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
keep it.
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
So even if you
I
don't,
can't because I think I don't know. I think
I'll
YouTube
do it.
is
Yeah, I'll
messing
do it.
with it. Okay,
Well, you're supposed to have that ability, but I'll do it. I'll do it if I can do it. Yeah.
okay, but
You know.
you have to do it as soon as I put it there because somehow or the
Okay.
other they're taking it down. Okay,
Yeah,
you got it. You got it. Sid. I don't know.
They're removing comments. They're taking
Yeah,
stuff down. They do.
yeah. Queen Red Pill. Lance is gonna figure that out. Maybe we'll know by in the
Yeah.
rising.
Well,
So we'll.
I'm 4 hours
Yeah.
ahead, so I would like to do stuff like 11 and 12 or 10 over there. But then if I did it 10 o'clock, it's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning for me. And I know I got a few other things early to do, although we will do maybe not a morning show on Saturday, like written in stone. We are going to do something earlier, maybe like in the afternoon or some early afternoon, middle afternoon. There'll be if I'm running errands, I'm going to put the camera on and we'll have you run it through the program and we'll hang out. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff on the weekend. So it's not just going to be tomorrow night, because I was going to put up the Lazia short little interview when we were down on Oxford Street. But the time ran out and I said, okay, I got it. I'll put that up tomorrow. I'm going to do a little monologue. I'm going to do extra little things to sprinkle around all throughout the day and put it up. But for sure, I like the idea of having a separate title, a new episode, and all these pages won't be like a lot because I want to go into it deep.
Right.
A few pages, but okay, what is this like? Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a good amount.
I
It's
mean, it's something.
503
Yeah.
to 516
Right.
or
And,
517.
and you
So
read
that's
pretty
that.
fast, so
Oh, I know. No, I'm not even worried about that. And actually, we'll just keep all. You pick the chapters that you want to do. It
right.
doesn't have to go from the front to the back, but we're eventually going to cover this whole book.
Exactly.
And then we'll pick another book to go through, maybe a book of his or some other type of
Yeah, we
book.
can do
His writing
another one.
style is just phenomenal for just reading off and talking about it in a
Yeah.
segmented way. Because we can bring
Yeah.
our own personal experiences and perspectives and, bounce off of what's said in the chat room. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we get a little knowledge and we get a little fun stuff. And, I'm always going to keep it
Yeah.
fun.
Right. So only
I'm
one
always going to keep
person
it fun
has
and
the
shit.
book? Only one person got the books? Sister Zenobia Lance. Oh
So we'll
God.
do it. And so
Yes.
I'll say about 10 o'clock for me. And it's early if it's 6 o'clock for you.
That's early for me because I
You know what?
might be on the
Right.
road.
So say I'll go as far as saying midnight for me. It'll be
Which is
8
8
o'clock for
o'clock.
you.
Okay, okay.
I'll take my nap during the day while creating other content. And I have a lot of straightening out to do here. And there's two pieces of equipment. They're still in the box. I was about to take it out, but I realized I didn't have enough time. And I'll put in a good day. And I'm gonna have to make some runs tomorrow after our morning show. So we'll make another separate show and I'll set it up. I'll make a little banner for it, maybe Scurv on the streets or something like that.
Okay.
And we'll go out there and walk. And it won't be just like where you see it as it's recorded, we'll be reacting.
Okay.
Maybe if Mr. Scurv goes out there to the market and picks some stuff up, it'll be live and I'll take it with me.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And you can hit little scrolly things and you can do little things. So it's going to be nice like this, but it'll be live. It won't be just a plain phone live, all fuzzy and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, we'll do it that
Let
way.
me just read Laws of Human Nature by Robert.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I like this.
I
we
like
can
it
run
too.
shows across the whole show, but to have something like this where we can,
I know.
it's just nice. I like it because we do a variety of things. I mean, I might run into a crackhead tomorrow and be like, I'm going to interview you. All right, give me like $10, man. I'm like, go ahead, man. Give me 30 minutes to give me $10.
Right? Maybe you'll have to interview
EW
me.
said, where do we buy the book?
I'm writing it in the chat right now. That's why I was.
And it's free, right? I mean, when you download
Yeah,
it
you
as
download it. Yeah, as a PDF. PDFdrive.com.
as a PDF, I caught that.
As a PVVV. Nini W, there it is, my dear. Laws of Human Nature, or the laws. Is it the laws? Yeah, it's the laws of human nature.
Oh yeah, the laws. Yeah.
The laws of human nature. And it's by Robert Greene, because they do have other human nature books there, but this one is by Robert Greene. And the cover is a red cover with a big blue circle, and the laws of human nature is in the blue circle.
And if you Google that title, you'll get and go to the Google image, you'll see the exact title.
Ooh, Brother Lance. They have the laws of seduction.
Yeah, I have that book, and that's another great book.
You have the book? Do you know where it is? Can you put your hand on it?
Yeah, I should be able to. Okay. I have it though, and it's in one of my boxes over here.
Okay, they have the laws of power. They have war, and they have mastery is instructive and intriguing. Wow! No. It's instructive and intriguing. But yeah, he has all these books. I'm gonna get the seduction one because I like to have books in my hand. I don't like to.
Right.
I mean, I downloaded it. I have it downloaded also, but I like to.
Yeah, but I mean, to have that relationship with a book.
Yeah, I like to have books in my hand.
Exactly.
And then I have other books. I mean, I don't know if you have your Art of War book at close hand, you
Yeah,
know.
well, it's not right here, but I think I have both Robert Greene's and the other one by the Chinese name guy there.
Yeah, Lu Chong
Starts with
Zong
an
or
S.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have mine too. So, so we can do this. It doesn't have to be yeah, I have that too, London. Um you're reading Mastery now? Oh, good.
well,
Good, good,
that's what I
good.
don't have, but I'm gonna get that. If
Right,
I
right.
there's a place I can physically get it, a particular mall that is close by.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so that'll
Um
work.
yes, you're welcome, Nini. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so we can make this a thing,
Right, right. There'll
because
always be
it's
books we be going through
yeah, yeah.
and
I
break it
like
down.
this. I like this, because
Hmm.
we're all learning something in the process. You know what I mean? This is what separates us from, just talking heads.
Exactly. Or just the stupid internet battles and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, people go for that, and I'm not knocking them. They're on that level, and I'm no high intellectual or whatever. But it's just like across the board,
Right,
you don't eat the same thing every day, you
right,
know,
right,
and
right,
get into this and get into that, and we have a little late night shows we're winding down, and we have a little comedy shows we're talking crazy,
right.
um, so
Thank you, Nate. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Yeah, she is enjoying our topic and us.
yes, yes,
Sun Tzu. Yes, Eric. Thank
right,
you, Eric
right, right,
Days.
right, exactly. I was about to say Susan.
Come on, come here.
I'm going to put this title right in the
Oh,
description area below.
okay. All
It's
right.
also pinned in the chat room.
Okay.
So
Anybody ever saw the Bob Newhart show? Anybody back in the day? And he had
I never watched the movie, but
that one black guy on there. Watch it on YouTube. The come on, come here. Come here, come on.
yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
crazy.
I'm so crazy. I'm so
Got to give
stupid.
Janina a call tomorrow early
Oh
on,
dear.
and
Uh,
yeah,
oh, you saw that name, Moody? Yeah, man. Come on, come here. I love that. Huh? I'm so bad. Oh dear God.
oh,
Anyways,
oh, we all have a sense.
and sense of humor.
I'm like a
Dry.
calm conservative, whatever, right now, but I'm crazy.
I know, I know, I know. You're tired, like
Yeah,
myself.
well, I mean, no, I'm good. I mean, the last two nights, I could have got a little more, but I was excited, and then when the day came, I couldn't get to even take a nap. I was too hyped.
Right,
I get
right.
that way sometimes,
I
and
know, I know.
just maturity has taught me to like, okay, pull back a little bit because I can
Right.
go right into the next show and do that one too.
I
I'll probably
know,
crash after that, but
I know.
I keep my reserves built up that
Yeah, you
way.
know, you know what you'd be hearing on this platform if you did that. You'd be like,
Which
oh,
has happened to people when I used to do the blog talk shows, and they would be on talking, and you'd hear them sleeping. Say, "Oh,
hmm
fell asleep."
that would be me. Like, Empress G fell off. Oh, yes, she did. She
Right?
fell off. Okay, guys. Brother Lance has to go to bed. It's coming up on 4 o'clock for him.
Yeah,
The
and I mean, I
sun
have
will
energy
be
to push it, but then, like for
coming
me,
through.
yeah, yeah, for me to do the morning show and everything, and have enough energy to do that, and to be
Yes.
balanced, in which I have other things to do, but my cameras will be with me. Everything will be there, and like I said, it's perpetual for me. I live this, so
Mm, right.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
peace and love. Oh, peace and love. Queen Murat. Oh, you were able to.
Yeah, her phone went down. I think
Yeah, I think I saw that.
which is a peace and love,
I'm
flower
tired.
power.
I'm tired.
You tired? You're starting to blurt things out that like. I have a
I'm
friend like that, right? And before we leave, I got to tell you about him. I've told other stories
Hi,
about him.
positively, Angela. Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Love. What you got, like a print shirt? They got like all the Peter Max artwork on there, right?
No, I don't. I saw her
No,
say
I
peace
remember
and
that, huh?
love. I saw, yeah. Who? Which one? Wait.
Peter Max. He
With
was an
the
artist, maybe before, but definitely in the late '60s, early '70s, and he
the
drew these.
flower power shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, But
yeah.
he had he didn't draw it, but it was like the pictures that he would do. The posters were like posters. Basically, those were posters that you would put under black light, and he would have like it would be really flat velvet on parts of it. Like if he had a spiral,
Mm-hmm.
the Twilight Zone, the black parts were velvet and the white
Yeah.
parts were all color. And it would
Yeah.
keep swirled to a point that when you put a black light on it and had a flashy light, it looked like it was moving. So that was for the people who got high
Hi,
on
the psychedelic
LSD
people.
stuff. It was
Exactly.
cool without it. But people would get high and look at these things and have it on their wall and trip out.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Peter Max.
Peter Max. I remember the
Google it.
shirt.
I'm quite sure you'll pull some things up and look at the images.
Right.
That's I might have been what, like 6 or 7 years old when he was doing this thing. I remember that.
I don't know. I don't know. God bless you. I don't know. I'm serious.
I got a little memory there, you know.
Like I said, man, you're blessed. You know, because I can't remember nothing about being 5. No, that's not true. I think I remember
Some things.
my mother taking me to school. I didn't like it, and I tried to find my way home. It's a good thing she was coming to get me.
You got part of the way she saved you.
Yes, I remember that because she was like, "Where you going?" You know, but
I'm gonna
yeah.
call you tomorrow, Queen Marat, for
Do you know
sure.
how much do you know how much his wall art is going for right now? Oh
I
my gosh, like
know.
in the thousands.
I know. And then with the NT thing going on where you could sell thousands and the original goes for more, but you can keep selling it over and over, a limited edition. And
Right.
white folks are in that right now. We most of us don't even know about it. So that's why I'm glad I'm getting back into things. I will have my tablet up and running by Sunday. I will have the other module up and running by Sunday because I want to experiment with the camera angles and multiple camera angles, and you can use the camera as another cam and everything's clear. You know, like when you see these streams on PBC and different sports, it's like, dang, how they got it so clear? I found out. We're gonna do it like that. You know.
Okay.
And
Sounds
we're
good.
closer to our goals on other levels. Closer to our goals on other levels.
Oh, I didn't know he did Yellow Submarine.
Who's that?
Wow, Peter Max.
Yeah.
The Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Oh,
Right.
wow.
We all live in the yellow
Yellow
submarine.
Submarine.
Right.
Yellow Submarine. Yellow Submarine.
That's like what Hal Rubin said about how he's caught up in all that love.
I know.
I was caught up in all that love. So every time I hear the song, you know, all we need is love. In my mind, I'm hearing caught up in all that love. Caught up in all that love.
Oh, that's all you need. You know, that was my entree into living in London.
Really?
Yellow Submarine. Yellow Submarine was the song of the day at that time. Yeah. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
That water tastes so good.
It did? Ooh.
Yeah.
It sounded like it tastes good. Oh my goodness.
Asms.
Oh gosh,
I do believe I'm suffering a watergasm.
I guess you are. All right. That Yellow Submarine was the song of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah,
And
that's
just think,
something.
you know, folks don't even know those songs, lots of them these days.
I know. And My Boy Lollipop.
Mm-hmm. Pull this up and share it in the chat room.
What? The All You Need Is Love?
That archived Hal Rubin song. I know Superman would get a kick out of this.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get a kick out of it.
I heard it, but it didn't associate with it so much. But the visuals on this video, I won't get too much into that story. We'll talk about that another time. But when you watch this video, the old man there reminds me of Hal Rubin. Science, travel from behind. The whole dynamic of everything, just the visuals. So let me drop this in the room.
I'm paying you, I said. Have you forgotten? I like that part.
There's a video right there.
Have you forgotten?
Miss Sakamoto, you're beautiful. Science. Don't get me started.
I know.
I love being up and not wake nobody up because everything's so quiet. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yep.
Well, anyway, let me just wrap it down. I'm gonna hit the sack and we'll have the morning show 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as usual.
Yes, sir.
What I'm gonna do once again is
too high. You have to say, "Oh no, Superman." You can't just. It can't just be too high. Too high what?
So that's never not going to be funny.
No.
Just tab it together. I can get the official Hal Rubin T-shirt out there.
Oh, please hurry up!
In his grave, cussing me out. You just telling my secrets.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here it is. If you haven't signed up already for the email updates that I send out once a week for every show that we did in the prior week.
Because I don't have it.
You don't have it? Yeah. It's better in the chat room because when you put it up like on the screen, it's too complicated an address to like kind of copy and type out. So you can click on it when you put it in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't spam you or send you a lot of stuff. I send you one email a week. And it's all the shows we did by the prior week. And it goes out early Monday, but I'm probably going to put it out at some point Sunday when most people are home or more relaxed and have more time to kind of review what's going on.
Right.
That way, if YouTube tries to get rid of me, we'll just take it onto the platform a different way and you'll be able to go on the site, which these are links to the actual LanceScurv.com website. Same thing. You'll get everything the same way.
Right.
And the actual video is not on YouTube that you'll see in that post. It's another platform, but it shows probably even better and you'll get the same exact show. So YouTube can't take down that which I put out on the site. When you go to the site, you'll see a strip in the middle of YouTube videos, but what I put out is a separate post. It's not YouTube. So it's the site and it's not. So that's my way of being prepared for them if they come for me again to try to shut me down.
Right.
You won't miss anything. It won't be like, I don't see Lance anymore. Where is he? LanceScurv.com or hit this link, which will take you there once a week, So
LanceScurv.com, guys. You can't miss it. LanceScurv.com.
Yes.
You have to get that ingrained in you, so God forbid, or whoever forbid.
Right. Whoever. Yeah. Now I have more time to do that. And I might not bust out with like a whole lot at first, but what I'm saying, I'll get the ball rolling.
Right.
After this week, and I have it. I got my deliveries. I have my stuff. So after probably like my morning show, I'll get into a little artwork and do something in the middle. But it'll be here. Once I get into my rhythm, it's a wrap.
Right.
Just different gears. So that's a dream for me to be, doing the book, the artwork, the shows, the outside videos, the interview, just like have a rhythm with that. It's just like never ending. Just put out stuff where, be hard to keep up. That's what you want.
That's right.
You want to eat until the food defeats you, where you leave some on the plate. You don't want to eat your favorite meal or good meal, and it's like, boy, I wish I had 7 more bites. That's too, you want it to defeat you where you go, push yourself away from the table, and maybe go back and get a bite. And then you don't even care. You're so full. Like, take the plate. It's okay. Are you finished, sir? Yes. You know what I mean?
I can't look at it no more.
Yes.
Cycling. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. What?
you thanking me for? I gotta thank you.
This is the night. The evening
You'd like
shows
that
are
for a second.
yours. The morning show is mine.
Right,
As your
right, right.
guest. Mhm.
Well, I mean, you're both. It's
Thank you.
equal, but like I said, for the Grammy things, the Grammy are things that I'll say maybe at nighttime. I keep you out of it as far as your face there, so they don't associate you with maybe something I said. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. But you're there the whole way through. You know, everybody knows that. You know,
Yeah. Yes,
everybody knows
indeed.
that.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows
So
that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. You know what, guys? There's 94 likes. I think it's 94. Can we just get 100? Is there 6 people up in here with a like button? Please and thank you. Can we just make it to 100 before the show's over? Please, thank you. Appreciate it.
you have that voice. Only you can get that done like that. See, now the audio's kind of messing up. But we said what we said anyway, so they can't take it back. You know. Oh yeah, it stops and it blurts out what you said real fast. Yeah, they messed up. One of the agents are not in their job. They should have came when I was ranting in the middle. They kind of messed that one up. So, you know, sorry, agents, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Ooh, woo, woo, woo. She fell off, so I'm gonna wait for her to come back so we can, you know, have a good send off. I'm not gonna just end the show and she comes back. I know she'll be back. If she doesn't come on and something really happens, it was definitely something with her internet. I don't know if you heard it or not, but yeah, it just happens that way. It's the price of doing what you do. Hopefully this thing that I connect up to the computer can help with that though. It's going to do most of the heavy lifting where I don't have to really count on the computer to pull the signal down and, you know, process the stream. Let's see how that works. I'm a little intimidated in the instruction manual. So I was like, I got to really dedicate some time to that. Well, okay, here she is. Here she is. Yes, there she goes. Didn't want to end it without you, sweetheart.
You know, my computer just decided to
spaz out on you. We know that's how it happens. You know, there's no problem.
So I have to turn it off. Okay, everyone. Thank you for waiting. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in the rising.
8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all.
Yes, indeed. You know. All righty.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
Have a good night. Okay. Night.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Before we came to America, we were living in the east. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes, slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.